I didn't know who else to call. I think I'm in trouble.
Okay, settle down.
I didn't know who else to call. I had wine and it was raining.
What happened?
I just hit the accelerator.
All right, Brenda. Sit down. Slow down. And just tell me what happened. And start from the beginning.
I was driving home from work. It was raining, and I usually park in my driveway, you know, but since it was raining, I...
Slow.
Damn it.
You hit him?
Yes, it was a reflex. I saw the gun and then I just hit the accelerator.
Where is he now?
In the garage. He's dead.
Did you call the police?
No.
What?
I just called you. I first thought get him to a hospital, so I was trying to get him into the car. But I could see that he was already dead. What am I going to do?
Why haven't you called the police?
I had some wine before I left work. Not a lot, but...
Are you sure he's dead?
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Where's the gun?
The garage. I guess...
This is way too much guessing, Brenda.
Jimmy? Is he dead?
He's dead.
How did he get in the car?
Her first instinct was to get him to a hospital. Then she realized he was dead and called the police.
After she called you.
Sorry.
Well, you were here before the police, so I'm assuming she called you first.
Yeah, she panicked and called me. They'll be taking the body out in a few minutes. Then they'll come in to look around. Brenda, you okay?
Is there any chance you could stay here tonight? I am so freaked.
I need this to be in complete confidence, okay? Not that you, God. Take it easy. Okay, how do I even start? Margie and I have been having some problems at home.
Since when?
Some of it is, sexual. Well, more specifically, I've been having a few performance issues. I don't know if it's related to work or stress or... Anyway, I read this ridiculous article. I put no stock in it, but I read that men, not transvestites, but regular heterosexual men, can sometimes find stimulation in wearing women's clothes. My secretary, Paula, she works out after work and changes at the office, leaving her clothes. Well, last night I worked late. Paula left her bra folded underneath her jeans. And I put it on.
You what?
I don't know what came over me. I just wanted to see if it all... And then I put my shirt back on over it since, you know, I didn't want to be seen. God forbid someone on the crew. And I got back into my work, which, you know how enmeshed I get in it. I forgot about it.
You forgot about it?
I went home, I took off my shirt in the bedroom, and Margie sees me wearing a bra. She flipped. She thinks I'm having some kinky thing with Paula. She calls Paula, tells her I'm wearing her bra. Now my wife wants to leave me. Paula's suing me for sexual harassment.
So basically, she waited until her blood alcohol dropped.
I think so.
Jimmy, is there any chance this man could have died while she was waiting for him?
No. I know this woman, Bobby. She would never.
What do we know about the dead guy?
Name's Gerald Hanks. Has a record. Drug history.
And what's your relationship with her?
Sorry?
Brenda Miller. What's your relationship with her?
Old friend. I was buddies with her big brother. I was kind of like a surrogate big brother.
Jimmy,
What's the matter?
how soon before the police did you get there last night?
I don't know. Not too much sooner. Why?
You wouldn't be a witness of any kind, would you?
I'm not a witness to anything except what I told you. What's going on?
The man your client ran over in her garage, he had a bullet in his back.
What? Maybe his gun went off when she hit him.
The bullet didn't match the gun we found in the garage, and Jimmy, the gun is registered to your client.
Why me?
Because I suspect they're going to exploit this as gender discrimination. I want a woman lawyer second chance to
If
prohibit...
I'm not gonna do anything,
Your presence will be doing something. That's why I want you there.
am I allowed to talk?
If you have something to contribute, of course.
Could I ask why you're leaving? I mean, what young litigator wouldn't want to be at Goodwin?
Well, it wasn't exactly a great match for me, so...
Why?
Well, I was sort of encouraged to leave.
You were fired?
I don't like the word fired, as accurate as it may be. They were very pleased with my work. You could check my references. It wasn't my work.
What was it, then?
I knew it would get to this. I became ill on a partner.
Ah.
In a deposition, I have a vasovagal problem triggered by anxiety. It manifests on extremely rare occasion, but it did so in projectile form on a senior partner. Once.
And you were discharged.
They didn't believe I had the stomach to be a litigator, since it happened a few times before, but they were wrong. It was all about breathing, which I have learned to do.
Well, your transcript is great. But I am looking for someone with a little bit more experience, and, but I'll let you know. Okay?
Sure.
He was shot.
Yes.
By whom?
Well, we don't know. Did you notice him bleeding at all, or...
It happened so fast. After I hit him, I noticed he was bleeding, but I just thought that...
Brenda, the gun they found in the garage, it was registered to you.
This is where I keep it. He must have found it.
So somebody shot this man, he entered your house, retrieved your gun, and you ran him over. Brenda, everything you've told me so far, it's the truth.
Of course it's the truth. Jimmy, what's going on?
I don't know, but this isn't making sense. The police want to talk to you. I'm inclined to let you talk if everything you said is the truth. If it isn't, that's something different. What? Brenda, come clean with me. Tell me what really happened.
I hit him in the street somewhere near my work. It was pouring rain. I could barely see. And suddenly he was just in front of my car. I could barely hit my brake. I didn't have my cell phone. There was nothing around. I was in the middle of nowhere. And I tried to get him in my car, figuring I could get him to a hospital. But then I could see that he was already dead and I'd been drinking. And I panicked.
So you brought him home?
I figured I could. I don't know. Jimmy, I was half drunk and scared and things did not make sense. So I came into my room and I got my gun and I put it in the garage. So I'd be able to say that there was a man with a gun. It was the only thing I could think of. And then I called you. He must have been shot. And maybe he was running from somebody when he ran in front of my car. I don't know. I don't know. What time is it?
Seven o'clock. I better get ready for work.
Okay.
Basically, it's the same scenario as before, except she hit him in the street instead of her garage. My question is, do I let her say this to the police?
You do if you're nuts.
Sometimes the cover-up can be worse than the crime.
She's already committed the cover-up, Jimmy. If this new version gets out, she'll be charged with vehicular manslaughter, no question.
Well, I disagree. I think there is a question. If this guy was shot and chased in front of her car, then it is not vehicular manslaughter.
The prospect of the police believing that...
Look, forensics is going to figure out what happened anyway.
But there's no reason to help them. Come on. If this woman hit and killed a man and then drove him back to her garage, she's going to be prosecuted, especially if she was drinking.
I agree. There's no way you let her talk to the police.
It's an extremely regrettable event. And I assure you, we fully appreciate the sensitivity of the situation.
Yes. Was it in the spirit of this sensitivity that you sued him?
Well, it's in that spirit that we've refrained from filing the claim in the hopes that we can work this out amicably. Paula is, of course, devastated that her employer would endeavor to wear her undergarments. Obviously, a trust has been shattered.
I suspect, Mr. Wright, you have a number.
We do.
Might you tell me the number?
Mm-hmm.
$500,000?
It's very difficult, of course, to quantify emotional pain.
But you've managed.
Injuries like products find their market value. For this particular infraction,
$500,000.
a jury could easily award more with unwanted exposure, by the way. I'm sure your attorney would agree our number does not shock the conscience.
Do you have a conscience, Paula?
Henry,
My client is always open to morality sermons if he wants to give one.
we were to agree to this number. We assume it would embrace a complete confidentiality agreement.
Absolutely. As I've said from the onset, we fully understand the sensitivity of the situation.
Yes, you're sweet.
We'll give you to the end of business tomorrow.
You said you'd call.
I did?
Well, you said you'd let me know. And since no news is so often good news, I guess I was hoping it would apply here.
Oh. It wouldn't.
I didn't get the job.
No.
Would you mind telling me who did?
I haven't hired yet.
Oh, well, so it could be anybody. Just not me. Well, thank you for considering me. Bye.
Bye.
So she's not gonna talk to us.
Well, I decided to be the overprotective attorney. Come on, Helen. What lawyer lets his client talk, innocent or not?
And yours is innocent.
Yes.
Could you tell us why she had a gun?
Personal protection. She lives alone, wants to be safe.
See, there's a couple of things that confuse us, Jimmy. Like if he'd been shot, he'd be bleeding. He was supposedly inside her house, yet we found no blood in her house. Or in the garage, for that matter. Did she clean it up?
Don't know.
Jimmy, it seems the body was dragged in the direction from the car to the wall, back to the car. Now, what would explain that?
Don't know.
Okay. Have your client here within an hour or we pick her up.
Why?
We want to trace Meddler, see if she's fired a gun recently.
Bullet didn't match her gun.
Well, maybe she has another one. Maybe she's a really big believer in personal protection.
Look, my client is innocent. Why is this attracting the attention of 2 DAs?
Because you have our curiosity piqued.
Jimmy, within an hour.
But I didn't shoot any gun.
Then a trace metal is good. It'll pretty much show that. You really didn't.
Jimmy, I'm telling you the truth.
Great. Then we let them do the test. It's not a problem.
Okay. Jimmy. This morning you were kind of caressing my face. What was...
I was just comforting you, 'cause, you know.
How come you never... Never mind.
Never mind what?
I always got the feeling that you kind of liked me. How come you never asked me out?
Were you interested in going out with me?
I don't know.
There you go. That's why I never asked.
I was interested for a while, but then I got a little nervous.
Nervous? About what?
Maybe you were in love with me?
Brenda, I was 16, 17. I didn't even know what love was.
Were you?
Yes.
And you still have feelings?
Not that, no.
Then why this morning? Why?
I was just comforting you. I said this already.
Okay.
We should get to the police station.
Okay.
Okay. Done. Negative.
Satisfied?
Jimmy, it's hardly conclusive. Just let me talk to her.
She'd love to talk, but I can't let her, Helen. No upside, and you know it.
We could positively rule her out.
You can rule her out now. We're done.
So is it really over?
Let's hope so. They've got no real evidence that it didn't happen like you said it did.
Even though what I told them wasn't exactly the truth.
My legal advice on that, Brenda, don't tell anybody. Not your family, your shrink, your clergy, your boyfriend. You got a boyfriend?
No. Thank you.
No problem.
So you want to come in?
I'm not that liquid, believe it or not. I can sell some property if... Tell me what to do.
I think you should let me fight this, Henry.
But if this should get out, my dignity...
What happens to your dignity if you roll over? Look, go home. Talk to Margie. Let me deal with this lawsuit.
My life is over, isn't it?
Go be with your wife, Henry.
You're gonna fight this? Eugene, the guy's a vice president of a brokerage firm.
Meaning?
Meaning, if this gets out, win or lose, he loses.
Jamie, sometimes principle has to matter.
Principle. May I volunteer something on principle?
Go right ahead.
On principle, I object to being put on a case as window dressing. It's demeaning.
Is that right?
Yes. I'm second chairing as a token woman, and I find it offensive.
Well, maybe I put you on this case to learn, to get experience.
What am I supposed to be learning?
The meeting's at 9 a.m. Be on time.
Is this as far as you'll come in?
Brenda, I gotta admit, this is very strange for me.
Why?
Look, the thing is, being your lawyer, I got ethical rules to follow, and...
Was that so hard?
Yes, I'm looking for a Brenda Miller. Ah, I see, I found her.
Who are you?
I'll get to that. But first, who's he?
I'm her lawyer.
Wow. I bet she could definitely use one of those. Right, Brenda? Nasty weather it was the other night driving. Wasn't it?
Who are you?
My name is Herrick Smoltz. Don't let the shabby appearance deceive you underneath I'm a piece of crap. Of course, I'd never run somebody over. I was walking on Temple. I saw you hit that guy, and then drag him into the car and drive away. I followed you. So for $100,000, I won't tell the police what I saw.
That's extortion.
Yeah, well, I'll take my chances. $100,000. I'll tell you what. I'll come back. I'll make contact with you tomorrow. You could say nay or yay. Okay?
You okay?
I guess.
You just let me do all the talking, okay?
They're here.
Show them in.
Hello. I apologize for being slightly late. I pride myself in being punctual.
That's all right. Would you like some coffee or water?
It's very kind of you, but I think we're fine. What's this?
That's the counterclaim we're prepared to file in answer to your complaint. It alleges intentional infliction of emotional distress. It names you personally, Mr. Wright, as well as Paula. There's also a count for abuse of process.
These claims aren't tenable.
Oh, but they are, Mr. Wright. you attempted to extort this man. You not only recognize the damage your lawsuit would do to his career, you played it like a trump card. This woman didn't go to a counselor or a therapist. She didn't seek treatment for emotional upset. She went through the yellow pages.
Don't take me lightly, Mr. Young, simply because I advertise.
I take you as seriously as I do personally. You're a dishonorable lawyer. You reflect poorly on all attorneys, poorly on me. I don't like that. You're also incompetent. You counseled your client to commit an offense more actionable than the one committed against her.
You can't possibly be willing to take this to court, to take this public.
The first thing I'll do is bring a motion to recuse you, which will be successful since you're now a named party. Imagine, win or lose, this case will end up costing you money, Mr. Wright. Money. Can I say it one more time? Money.
You don't scare me.
Here's your out. $10,000 and she gets to keep her job working for a different executive. All conditioned on confidentiality. This is a windfall for both of you. The offer is good till the end of business today. Now get out before I bait a hook with you.
I'm not stalking you, I promise. I realize I'm not getting the job. But could I just work here for 3 weeks, no salary? After which I promise to leave. I will not ask you to reconsider. I just need a place to call home for 3 weeks. Then off I go. You're befuddled. Totally appropriate. Here's the thing. I have one client. One case my firm let me keep since they considered it a dog. I'm suing a town for sponsoring soccer. You don't need to tell me how ridiculous it is, I've been told. Just assume, for the sake of argument, that the neurological data backs me up. Heading a soccer ball does damage to young brains. I'm in court next week on summary judgment. My goal is to survive that, then try to settle. And this is where I need you. You beat a tobacco company. You even helped an airline win their Arab-free fly rule. You have kind of a rep as a giant slayer, and my feeling is if I'm prosecuting this claim with you, then that'll at least give the defendant some pause, which, trust me, right now they are not getting. 3 weeks, no salary, I'm gone.
Can I help you? Here to see Jimmy.
Brenda, in here.
I've decided I just can't take the risk. Here's a money order for $100,000. Let's make the deal.
Hold on.
I have no real choice. He saw.
Brenda, wait a second. This right here is a crime.
Not as bad as vehicular homicide.
Everything that happened in a state of panic or shock. A man ran in front of your car. You put him in your car to take him to the hospital. Then, when you realized he was dead, you panicked and drove him home. This here, extortion, buying silence from a witness, it's reflective with more criminal intent.
What if he tells?
My feeling is he won't. I checked probation. The guy's got 2 B&E convictions, a drug history, and some weapons charges. It's likely he's the shooter. He was probably chasing the victim when he ran in front of your car. I don't think he's going forward.
But we can't guarantee that. Look, I don't need the money. I just can't take a chance. Please make the deal.
Jimmy, you can't do that. It's illegal.
She's insisting.
It doesn't matter. You can't ethically execute that kind of transaction. You could be disbarred. If she wants to do it on her own, I suppose you can't stop her.
There's no way I'm letting her deal with the guy alone. He's probably the shooter.
Jimmy, you can't be involved in buying off a witness's silence.
She's buying it off. I'm just there to make sure she doesn't get hurt.
What's your relationship with her?
I told you, we're friends.
What kind of friends?
Just friends. That's it.
Well, you can't do this. It's illegal. If it backfires, she could go to jail and you could too. Forget about it. Jimmy. What's going on? Do you have feelings for this woman?
I might love her.
Love her? You haven't seen her in 20 years.
It evidently didn't go away.
Look, you have to think of her as a client. And only a client.
I can't do that, Bobby. Men like me don't ever get women like her. Not in high school, not now.
Does she have feelings for you, too?
I don't know. She might. I know I'm not thinking straight. But she seems more important than my career right now. More important than anything.
Okay, the fact that you're saying that makes it easier to realize you're not thinking straight. So I want you to trust me now and rely on my judgment, okay? You cannot pay off this witness.
Okay.
You didn't say you'd be taking over the entire office.
The files just got delivered here. I'll have most of them in storage by the end of the day.
Claire, suing a town for having a soccer program?
I've got the medicals to back it up. It's called second impact syndrome. There's also a Norwegian study documenting that soccer players have more attention problems. I think I've got enough to survive summary judgment. And if I do that, I really believe that I can settle.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm acting only as your friend here, not your lawyer.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because I can't let my firm incur any liability.
Okay, look, if you prefer, I do this myself.
Not a chance. I'm not letting you be alone with this guy. Right on time.
Lovely day, isn't it?
Let's go. Have a seat, Mr. Smoltz. I have two things. A money order in the amount of $100,000.
This is good.
And here's a confession you must sign in order to get that money.
A confession?
I'm not stupid, Mr. Smoltz. Somebody shot Gerald Hanks in the back. You just happened to be there that night. I'll bet you just happened to be a former business partner of Gerald Hanks.
First, you're out of your mind. Second, you're totally out of your mind if you think I'm signing this.
Look, we got no guarantee you won't be back next week demanding another $100 grand. We need to have something on you. You sign this confession, I keep it sealed in my office safe. You never bother us again, it stays there. If you do...
Suppose there's an office fire. Suppose somebody breaks into that safe. I'm not signing nothing.
Then you don't get the money.
You don't want to say that, Mr. Paludi.
Sign the confession, you get the money.
What about this? You give me the money, you two live.
Police, freeze! Down the ground! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun on the ground! Down on the ground! Let's go! Down! Down! Come on. Right, hands behind your back. Do it now!
Get him up. Let's go. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to return.
Okay, let him go.
What's going on?
What's going on is Mr. Berluti just saved your pretty face. We've agreed to give you immunity for your DUI and possible vehicular manslaughter in exchange for the shooter.
What?
You better hope that gun matches, because if we can't get him, we'll be back.
$20,000 all in.
The offer was 10, Mr. Wright.
10 per cup. And we can all go home.
15, and I get to talk to your client.
Why?
Because I want to. 15, confidential, and I talk to her now.
Okay.
I don't think it's acceptable for you to speak to her alone outside
She won't be alone. Miss Stringer will be here.
Why can't I be there?
Because I find you to be an annoying distraction.
It's okay.
Henry? Surprisingly, my client had a lot of nice things to say about you, Paula. My suspicion is you weren't the least bit upset about this. Probably had a good laugh. Then you got the idea that this was a lottery ticket. Henry Winslow has been extremely good to you. He's a good person. You're 26 years old. The kind of person you will be has yet to be determined. But how you behaved here, it wasn't in keeping with being a good person. Now, you might skip out of here thinking, wow, I just made $15,000 and I wasn't even injured. But Paula, if this settlement in any way causes you to think that what you did here was acceptable, then you've been injured indeed. That's all.
Great. Thank you. Thanks. Ballistics match. It's officially over. You got immunity.
Good.
What's wrong?
Jimmy, I know you did the right thing. And I'm grateful for how things worked out, but going behind my back to the police.
I didn't want you knowing anything. I didn't want to be hanging this on your poker skills with that guy.
That's not my point.
What is your point?
You took a big risk with my life. What if ballistics didn't match? I could be going to jail right now.
Look, making deals with guys like Herrick Smoltz never turns out good. Once you go down that path...
Again, not the point. You went behind my back. It was dishonest.
Dishonest? I don't think I'm wearing the dishonesty badge here, Brenda. You lied to the police, which I think can be explained by panic. But as I said, this deal, it was criminal. It was fraud. And it put my character into play. And let me tell you something. If my character doesn't matter to you, then I don't matter to you.
Fine.
What? Fine? What?
Like I said, I know you did the right thing.
But?
But I could have gone to jail. I could have been shot by that guy. But as long as your conscience stayed protected, then hey.
I think I gotta go.
Okay. You got a second?
Sure.
You told me you put me on that case to learn. and I asked what it was I was supposed to be learning. Well, I just wanted you to know I did learn. And, people bemoan the death of dignity in our profession. I just wish more of them could see you at work.
You did betray her, Jimmy. In your mind, it was for her own good, but... So, how did you leave it?
I just left. It's not gonna work for us.
It's too soon to say that. But even if this doesn't work, maybe it's for the best.
Bobby, I know this sounds stupid, but I loved her so much back in high school. Probably an unhealthy worship kind of thing. But it all just came back.
You're not who you were in high school.
I know this. Except I'm 42 years old. And I'm lonely. And men like me, we don't get women like her.
Jimmy, there are many, many women for you. And one day...
Yeah, I know.
Come on. Let's go get a beer.
I think I'm gonna sit for a minute.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit and... I'm fine.
You sure?
I'm fine.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. First thing.
That's my son there, Marshall.
He looks like a great kid.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know. You know, he was 3 months old when I began my term. My wife remarried, and he was raised by, you know, he thinks of his stepdad as his father.
Oh.
No, I mean, I owe the guy, really. You know, he's been a pretty good dad.
Hey. They're willing to move for a finding of your legal innocence.
That's it. No money.
No.
15 years for a murder I didn't do, they offer nothing.
They don't feel they were negligent. Plus, the state doesn't like to admit mistakes. Goes to a fear of getting sued.
Why haven't they moved for a legal finding on their own long before now?
As I said, they don't like to formally acknowledge mistakes.
So if we continue on, can we win?
Honestly, I don't know. They'll claim, given all the evidence, your arrest was reasonable. After that, it was a jury that convicted you. We obviously can't sue them.
We won't win.
I don't think so.
Bobby, I know that you took this on a contingency. And 33% of nothing isn't much. But given that I did 15 years, I would like to at least give them 3 days of hell.
A summons?
I need you to testify.
Why?
Because you were the DA who prosecuted him, Ken. It was one of our first trials when our relationship was formed, remember?
You blaming me?
I'm certainly not blaming. I'm just exploring how an innocent man ended up serving 15 years.
Look, I've spent a lot of money in therapy, you piece of crap, and I'm trying now to be nice. I've held out an olive branch to your firm. If you intend to trash me with
that isn't the case. I just want your take.
My take. You come after me, I'll fillet you, Bobby. right in the courtroom for the jury to see.
I can see those therapy dollars at work.
Don't do this. That's a warning.
You have your summons. I'll see you in court.
Everything okay?
No. Will you argue?
What?
I'm over my head. I'm going up against John Wicker from Goodman. You believe that? They've got Wicker.
You said you were ready.
I am. But let's face it, Lindsay, I'm suing in town for having a soccer program. Add to that, I've been to court twice in my entire life. Add to that, they've got Wicker. Add to that...
Are you okay?
Lindsay, sometimes I sort of freeze.
What do you mean?
When I get nervous or... I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
The victim was a 70-year-old retired school teacher. Robbed, beaten to death with a wrench. I was lead detective on the case.
And Detective, what led you to conclude that Louis Nyler was the killer?
2 eyewitnesses gave a description matching his. One picked him out of a lineup. He had no alibi. His wrench was the murder weapon. And he confessed.
He initially maintained his innocence.
They all do.
But this one was innocent. At what point during your interrogation did my client confess?
Approximately 28 hours.
He was in that room for 28 straight hours.
Yes.
You basically wore him down.
The confession was voluntary.
Detective, a month after my client was convicted, another man confessed to the killing. Isn't that right? A man by the name of Mark Carter?
Unfortunately, we didn't think that confession was credible. I thought he was trying to make a deal on a different murder he'd been charged with.
And last year, 15 years later, you finally did a DNA analysis on the wrench, didn't you?
Yes.
And what did that analysis tell you?
That Mark Carter was indeed the killer. We apologize.
Can't you make a call and tell them I'm dead or something?
They've cracked down on jury duty now. It's not so easy to get out of.
Well, what about something medical?
Well, what have you got? Hemorrhoids?
Well, does that work? Because I can get one.
Hello, I'm looking for Lindsay Dole. Is she here by any chance?
No, she actually doesn't work here anymore. But her office is
Yes,
right.
I know. I work with her temporarily. My name's Claire Wyatt. More about that later. Do you know where she is?
No.
Have you tried her daycare?
Right. Thank you. Oh, Lindsay. They want to meet.
Who?
The defendant. The town of Lexington. They want to meet. They must have an offer.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Why else would they want a conference to discuss spring fashions? They even agreed to come here. They must have an offer.
Okay. Well, if they want to discuss settlement, it's best not to appear over-anxious.
Right.
And I'm sure it goes without saying, try not to freeze or vomit.
Right. That was hurtful.
I have never knowingly prosecuted an innocent man.
But you knew about another man who confessed to being the killer. A man by the name of Mark Carter.
I heard that allegation soon after the trial, but I didn't believe it.
Did you interview Mr. Carter?
As I said, I didn't believe him to be telling the truth.
Did you interview him?
The prosecutor doesn't beat the bushes for new witnesses, counsel. I rely on the police for that. They said this Mr. Carter was a liar.
And that's what you told the parole board 6 years ago when you urged them to deny Louis Nyler's parole.
Yes. But once the Innocence Project did the DNA test, we did vacate his conviction, which I, of course, fully supported.
After he served 15 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Hey, I wish we had money to spot check every conviction to make sure this never happens again. We don't.
How about just interviewing the people who confessed to the crime?
Did you interview him?
I didn't know about him.
Why not? Did you follow up on the case, counsel, or did you just move on once your client got convicted?
Move to strike.
You're the defense attorney, and you're coming after me, the prosecutor, for not being zealous enough in securing your client's freedom. Am I the only one who thinks that's funny?
All right, Mr. Walsh.
Your Honor, just like to say, as the DA who prosecuted this man, I have a heavy heart. I don't deny it. But what about his heart?
Move to strike.
Where was he to request the DNA test? But for the Project Innocence, his client would still be locked up.
Move to strike.
All right, let's just move on.
What do you mean, no studies?
I can't find any. In fact, the Department of Justice doesn't even track the statistic of how many people are falsely convicted.
That's impossible.
Bobby, next to looks, I pride myself on my research.
Rebecca, can you help Jamie out, please?
Did you try the NIJ?
They documented some cases, but there was nothing to overall patterns.
Bobby, let's face it, this case is a dog. I realize that, Eugene, but the client wants to try it.
I forget who said it, but somebody here recently kind of screamed at us to make the client see reason.
Rebecca, I was the lawyer who lost this one. I had an innocent man go to prison on me. If he wants me to do cartwheels for him now, then that's what I'll do.
And how do you decide if he should be released?
There are a number of factors. Is he still a danger to the community? Has he bettered himself in prison? Has he been rehabilitated?
And you decided that Mr. Nyler was not a good candidate for release.
Frankly, he was a terrible candidate.
Why?
His attitude towards us was angry. He wouldn't take responsibility for his situation, and he didn't give us the confidence we needed to risk letting him back out on the street. The police and the prosecutors opposed release, as well as the victim's family. This was not a hard call.
My client was a model prisoner. No disciplinary problems, correct?
Yes.
The only reason you wouldn't grant him parole is because he refused to say he was the killer.
He showed a profound lack of remorse and wouldn't accept responsibility for what was a heinous crime.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, isn't it? He was innocent.
As it turned out, certainly we didn't know that.
But you had knowledge that another man confessed.
We had no knowledge that the confession was truthful, nor did we have
you couldn't be bothered to find out.
Mr. Donald, the parole board does not exist to investigate. We assume guilt going in. We have to. Otherwise,
You denied my client parole because he told the truth. An innocent man served extra time in jail simply because he maintained his innocence.
In this case, as it worked out, yes. And that's regrettable.
Regrettable? Don't you think it's perverse? He served extra time for being truthful.
Mistakes were made in this case, but none of them were ours. We did our job as the law required.
As the law required. Miss Hodges, had you been armed with the DNA evidence that conclusively proved my client's innocence, would you have then granted him parole?
No.
No?
If your client was still in prison, refusing to accept responsibility, DNA evidence or not, we'd have no choice. We would have denied him parole.
I must say, I'm only here at the insistence of a charitable mayor. Against my better judgment, which is expensive, by the way, I'm putting $35,000 on the table. Conditioned, of course, on confidentiality.
$35,000? He has learning disabilities.
Ms. Wyatt, I don't think you want the number to reflect the merits of your case, because we all know what that number is.
Well, if this is all about charity, Why would the mayor want to keep it such a secret? Most politicians like photo ops with their acts of kindness.
The secrecy is at my insistence. What would happen if every child who ever headed a soccer ball came calling to collect a check?
I would think if the children had neurological deficits caused by town-sponsored programs, a town would consider compensating them.
The $35,000 is on the table today. It won't be should you lose at summary judgment. Now, I won't advise either of you how to practice law. You're both good attorneys. But I will say, come on, do the math. 35 is better than nothing. What are you thinking? Ms. Wyatt?
We'll take the offer to our client, then let you know.
I just hit her. First with my hand, then with the wrench. I don't know how many times, but I couldn't stop myself. Not till she was dead. I just couldn't stop myself.
That was you, Mr. Nyler. Saying that you did it.
I'd been in that room all night.
But were you tortured? Did any officer beat you, or...?
It was mental torture. They kept me awake. And they said that they wouldn't let me out till I confessed. Finally, I gave in.
Mr. Nyler, when you looked at that tape just now, can you make room for the possibility that a detective or a jury or a parole board might consider you guilty?
They didn't see what went on before that.
What did go on?
They just kept saying they knew I did it. After 20 hours or so, I was delirious. I was sleep deprived. I was mentally... At some point, I guess you'll say anything to get him to stop. And I did. But the next day, I told him it was a lie. I never did it. But they didn't want that statement. They wanted their conviction. They never looked for the truth. I lost my family, my son, 15 years of my life, because they never looked for the truth.
Have you ever seen a doctor for this?
Yes, and he said it's all anxiety. He suggested I do breathing exercises. It's not like I black out, it's just... I can't talk.
Look, you said you wanted to talk about something.
Yes, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Lindsay has been giving me little pep talks to bolster my confidence, and, well, she told me your story.
My story?
Yes. How, a few years ago, your nickname was Jimmy the Grunt, and nobody took you seriously.
Lindsay shared that?
Yes. And, well, I guess I was looking for some insight, you know, on turning the corner.
Well, with me, I just made up my mind I wasn't going to get knocked down. I was the first lawyer in my family, but I didn't have this freezing problem.
My father's a lawyer. I think it adds to the pressure. I remember the look on his face when I told him that I was going to law school. He didn't believe I was cut out for it. I think that it's partly why I freeze.
Claire, maybe you should really try to settle.
Nothing? Not a race disparity, even?
For sentencing, yes, but not for wrongful convictions. We're coming up empty.
There was one law review that figured 10,000 wrongful convictions a year, but there's no hard data on that.
Bobby, may I ask, what are you going for? If you're planning to argue false convictions are common, that goes against your negligence claim. If you argue they're not common, that hurts you on foreseeability. What's your case?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
The truth is, Walsh is right. If anybody's to blame here, it's probably me.
I pored through that trial transcript. You did nothing wrong.
I should have suppressed that confession.
You tried. It was voluntary.
And why didn't I push for DNA testing?
Bobby, 15 years ago, they weren't doing that.
But 10 years ago, they were. Reality is, I never went back because I believed my client was guilty. I bought into that confession just like everybody else.
Not a good thing to bring up in your closing.
$35,000.
It isn't much, but...
My son has learning disabilities, attention deficits.
The stumbling block is liability. The doctors can't establish that heading the soccer ball caused the injuries, and...
The doctors think it's that. And I know conclusively as his mother. He never had any of these problems before the headaches after the soccer games.
There's also assumption of the risk issues.
I never assumed any risk of neurological disability when I let him play soccer.
Neither of us is suggesting that $35,000 will make you or your son whole.
But you're telling me to take it.
Because we don't believe we'll prevail. I don't think we'll even survive summary judgment.
35 won't do it.
Mary.
35 won't do it.
When I tried this case 15 years ago, I was a young, idealistic lawyer who believed very much that our criminal justice system was the best in the world. We've heard it said so many times that we've almost come to believe it's perfect. Well, it certainly wasn't perfect for Louis Nyler. First, to defend him, he got a kid fresh out of law school. Sure, I'll say it. I could have, perhaps should have, done a much better job. But the truth is, criminal defendants rarely get the pick of the litter. And I was a novice looking to pick up experience and rent money. Imagine being on trial for murder and having an inexperienced, if not inferior, attorney. Happens all the time in our great criminal justice system. One would hope, given that the state would take care to ensure fairness. One would hope. Look what the state did here. First, the parole issue. Louis Nyler, an innocent man, served an extra 6 years in prison for refusing to say he was guilty. Let me say that again. An innocent man served additional time for not admitting guilt. The perversity of that speaks for itself. The even bigger question: how did an innocent man end up in prison to begin with? We certainly know what happens. The Central Park jogger case, Rampart, all the reversals from DNA, and the work of Project Innocence, we now know that people get falsely convicted a lot. I hope to present you with studies, but guess what? There aren't any. In fact, the United States Department of Justice doesn't even track statistics on how many people get falsely convicted every year. That's outrageous. Add to that, nobody is trying to remedy the problem. With all these overturned convictions and revelations of enormous error, not once has any court or jurisdiction gone back and tried to figure out how it happened.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, but he's introducing evidence here.
I'm going to allow it.
In medicine, If a patient dies, immediately a Morbidity and Mortality Commission is assembled to figure out how. If a building collapses, engineers and architects convene to ascertain the cause. But in criminal justice, with so many false convictions, we're doing nothing to either fix the problem or even probe the cause. Nothing.
All right, Mr. Donnell, I think I will ask you to confine yourself to this case.
This case is about governmental arrogance. An innocent man was thrown into an interrogation room and not let out until he signed a false confession 28 hours later. Despite the real killer confessing to the crime, Louis Nyler continued to serve 15 years in prison. The last 6 simply for insisting on his innocence. He lost his family. A big part of his life. And the state offers no compensation. Nor has it so much as thrown together a panel to ask how it happened. That's arrogance. My fix? We need a jury to motivate the state to re-examine its procedures, not just for Louis Nyler's sake, but for the next innocent man. And the next innocent man after that, and the one after that. We need a jury to motivate the state to make our criminal justice system every bit as good as it's cracked up to be. You know, 15 years later, I still consider myself an idealistic attorney. I guess in the spirit of that idealism, as well as in the spirit of simple fairness, I am hoping you're that jury.
Very inspiring. But let's look at the merits of the case instead of the politics. First, the parole issue. A parole board exists not to determine innocence or guilt, but to determine whether a prisoner is fit for release, i.e., rehabilitation. The board assumes guilt. Occasionally, that results in an innocent man being required to acknowledge guilt for a crime that he didn't commit, and that is unfortunate, but what's the alternative? No such requirement? We're going to start paroling prisoners who don't express remorse? You really want that? As for the bigger question, how did he end up in jail to begin with? A terrible, horrific result, no argument here, but whose fault, really? Louis Nyler's wrench was the murder weapon. 2 witnesses described him. One even pulled him out of a lineup, and he confessed. Oh, Mr. Donnell, he left that out of his stirring speech. Louis Nyler confessed. And there was nothing illegal about that confession. It was constitutional, voluntary, valid. So, who do we blame? The witnesses who made a mistake? Good luck. No witness will ever come forward again for fear of being sued. The police or the prosecutors for relying on those witnesses as well as the other evidence, including a murder weapon and a confession. The parole board for believing in a prisoner's guilt post-conviction. Now, if you are desperate to find blame here, you might start with Mr. Nyler. He lied. Maybe he was vulnerable after a lengthy interrogation, I'll give you that. But let's face it, we might not be here if Louis Nyler had not signed that confession saying that he committed the crime. And as for why the state hasn't done a better job asking questions, analyzing mistakes. Mr. Donald certainly is idealistic. The reason that our criminal justice system is the best in the world is because it is so thoroughly adversarial. The check that we have against false convictions, the best check, the defense attorney. And I have to ask, if the IDs of those witnesses were impeachable, if that confession was suspect, if that DNA existed for 15 years, where, I ask, was his lawyer? Now, if Mr. Donald, in all of his idealism, is suggesting that we do our jobs as well as his, well, there's burden, and then there's burden.
The thing about Lander, he's a fair judge, smart, but he's extremely active.
Okay.
His docket is also pretty congested, which means you can expect some intolerance.
Why?
You're suing a town for having a soccer program. Also, he has a bit of a reputation for beating up on the weak, and he doesn't much like women.
Great.
You need to stand your ground, Claire.
Right. Okay.
Would you like me to do this?
Why do you ask that?
Well, you seem uneasy. Claire, please don't be offended by what I'm about to say. Some lawyers, though very capable, extremely intelligent, aren't quite equipped to be trial attorneys. It takes a certain stomach. I'm not saying that you lack the stomach. I'm just saying that it's no great shame.
I feel quite strongly I'm equipped.
Okay. If you need any more help, just call me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you in there.
Okay.
No word?
Not yet. They haven't been out too long, really.
You've been beating yourself up pretty good over this one.
I think it should be a law. For any crime where the defendant faces prison for 10 years or more, the attorney should be required to have at least 5 years of experience.
Problem is, most lawyers, once they get that much experience, tend to have paying clients. And the last thing they want are criminal cases. That's what makes our work so noble. Remember?
Bobby, you're never gonna believe who's here to see you. Could you get me off a jury?
Come on, Lucy.
If your therapist sent you here, I'm not...
That's not it.
Then what is it?
Look, Bobby, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy getting the better of you. I do. But what I want to clear up, and you can dismiss this if
Just say it, Ken.
When those DNA results came back clearing your guy, it was devastating. Not because I lost a conviction, but because to think I played a part in someone doing time. No prosecutor sits well with it. And I bet, though it was news you were hoping to get, On some level, it was devastating for you too.
That it?
Oh, piss off then.
Imagine the floodgate of litigation. First, we're suing over soccer injuries. Tomorrow, football players will be lining up. After that, hockey, wrestling. Come on. Kids sometimes get hurt playing sports. It's a fact. It's common sense. It's also common sense that a town can't have parents suing them every time there's an accident. I would add to that, Your Honor, that the plaintiff signed a waiver, waiving any and all negligence lawsuits based upon injuries from soccer. In short, and accordingly, this action should be dismissed immediately as a matter of law. Also as a matter of simple practicality, because this is just plain silly.
Ms. Wyatt? Ms. Wyatt, do you have a response?
You okay?
Your Honor, Timothy Boyd is a young boy who chose to play soccer in a program that...
Town is full of young boys playing soccer, counsel. They break legs, bump heads, get concussions. It's a contact sport, for God's sake. That's why they sign waivers.
Yes, but we're not talking about a hazardous game where accidents can happen. We're alleging that the game itself is inherently unsafe. That even when played correctly, without mishap, it can still result in neurological injuries, as it did with Timothy Boyd.
Come on, counsel. I got precedent staring me right in the face here. You can't hold a city liable for injuries in a soccer game. Did you read these cases?
I read them, Your Honor. And I don't interpret them to bar the type of lawsuit that we're bringing.
You wouldn't. You'll agree soccer would be a hazardous recreational activity under the case law, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Ms. Wyatt?
I'm sorry.
Let me read some of the language for you, counsel. Soccer unquestionably is a hazardous activity within the meaning
But the
of...
hazard they're talking about relates to body contact.
So what?
Look, we all know when kids play football or basketball or hockey, bones get broken. We can't have parents running into court to sue every time something like that happens. I totally agree. But this case isn't that. Soccer calls for heading. It encourages, promotes, and demands the very activity that's doing the damage. That makes this case different from anything anticipated by the case law or the Massachusetts Claims Torts Act.
But even if you're right, counsel, you have assumption of the risk problems. Certainly your client knew that heading was part of the game.
But he didn't know it was dangerous. The defendant didn't even know.
How do you know what the defendant knew?
Well, I'm assuming had they known the risk, they would have mandated helmets.
Well, if they weren't aware of the risk, then how can they be negligent for failing to safeguard against it? Did you hear my question, counsel?
I heard it. The essence of our negligence claim is that the city failed to properly ascertain the degree of danger.
Along with every municipality in the country, then. For that matter, the world.
That may be true. But lawsuits, especially ones based on theories of negligence, are primarily about allocating burden. Who's better able to bear the burden of fixing the problem? That's the questions courts ask. Well, here, I ask you. Who's in a better position to detect whether soccer is an inherently unsafe sport? A municipality or an 8-year-old boy?
Fine. Then under your logic, if it were suddenly determined that running causes cancer, you could sue city field and track programs because the city is in a better position to make the discovery.
No, that's not the same.
Why not?
Because the idea that running causes cancer, that's wildly unforeseeable. The notion that kids heading soccer balls can cause brain damage is not. Especially since we all know that young brains are not fully matured. Especially since doctors have been saying it. Especially since there are studies documenting it. And since it's a question of fact, I would also...
All right, I've heard enough.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I'm not quite finished.
I said I've heard enough, counsel. Defendant's motion to dismiss is denied. Trial date will be set the first week in March. Adjourned.
He really said that, right? We won the motion?
How many times are you going to ask me?
Well, I just keep thinking it's a mistake or some practical joke. I actually beat John Wicker in a summary judgment hearing. Thank you, Lindsay.
Hey, you did it. I just sat there.
But your being there by my side gave me some credibility, I know. Hopefully now I'll be able to settle.
Listen, I know I said you could stay here a full 3 weeks, but I'd like to go back on my word a little and offer you a full-time job.
What?
I'd also like to retract my doubt over you being a trial lawyer.
You're offering me a job?
You're equipped, Claire. You belong in that room.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
In the matter of Lewis Nyler versus the Commonwealth of Massachusetts et al., how find you?
As to the claim of wrongful imprisonment, we, the jury, find for the plaintiff, Lewis Nyler. As to compensatory damages, we order the defendants to pay Lewis Nyler $400,000. As to punitive damages based on intentional or reckless false imprisonment, we ordered the defendants to pay Lewis Nyler nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court thanks you for your service. You are dismissed. We are adjourned.
Congratulations. It didn't exactly send a message, but...
It was something.
Yeah. Listen, Lewis, it needs to be said.
No, it doesn't, Bobby.
May I ask, why'd you even want me for this trial? It's not as if Project Innocence got you out. I was the one. Why?
I knew you'd be motivated.
I'm sorry, Lewis. I wish I could give you back those years.
Yeah. Thank you, Bobby.
I'll just be a couple of minutes. Thank you.
No problem.
previously on the practice.
You understand I confessed?
I do, but you only confessed after they discovered the body in the trunk. If we can suppress the search, the confession goes out too.
I just don't want to go to a prison. Anything to keep me out of prison.
I understand. You answer only what I ask you, nothing more, because...
I strangled her.
I know you're ill, and I know you want to get better.
Her name was Carol. She was very nice to me.
You didn't know there was a body in the trunk, did you?
Not before you opened it, no.
The search and confession are hereby suppressed, the charges are dismissed, and the defendant, I'm horrified to say, is free to go.
I can just walk out?
Yes, but you still want to get some help.
There's no need to now, right? Thank you, Lindsay.
It's not a conspiracy.
I simply can't understand how two different people could pick him out of a lineup without some police collusion.
It just means he looks like whoever this killer is.
They've offered murder too.
You're certainly not suggesting that we consider that.
We know you're innocent, but...
But what?
There's a kind of a swell here. I don't need to tell you that.
The media doesn't get a vote.
Please, don't kid yourself, Mrs. Bakey. The influence of the media seeps into that jury room. They weren't sequestered. A lot of them will be watching the news despite the judge's instructions.
The witnesses are credible, persuasive demeanors, and...
What about me? You don't find me persuasive?
You're his mother.
I am also truthful.
Look, I cooperated fully. I gave them DNA samples, I let them search my house, my car. I've never broken any law. Are you actually telling me that I could go away for life simply because I happen to look like somebody?
Like somebody who stabbed 3 women.
Russell Bakey, better known as the alleged supermarket killer, finally goes on trial today for the murders of 3 South End women. Rumors of a last-minute plea agreement have turned out to be false. Both
Is he
sides
guilty?
failed to reach an agreement.
Eugene doesn't
now
think
rests
so.
in the hands of the jury.
Lindsay,
Mr. Deeks?
I have a situation. Who is this person?
She's a lawyer I work with. Claire Wyatt, Stanley Deeks. What's wrong?
I need to speak in private.
Actually, lawyer-client privilege extends to her, Stanley. You can speak freely. What's the situation?
I had a relapse.
A relapse?
I made a friend. She was only 14, but we had a lot in common, and I befriended her.
You befriended her?
Yes.
Where is your friend now, Stanley?
She's away.
Away? Where away?
I need to get help, Lindsay. I thought I was better, but I'm not.
Stanley, did you kill this girl?
I was loading my groceries into the car when I saw them.
By them, you mean?
The defendant. And the woman in the poster on the left, Heidi Stevens.
What were they doing?
At first, I thought they were together. But then I gathered he was offering to help jumpstart her car. The battery was dead or something. It was a bitter cold night.
Did she accept his offer?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not he was able to help start her car?
No. They were still working on it when I left, so I don't know.
Are you positive that this is the man you saw that night with Heidi Stevens?
Very positive. They were only about 20 feet away from me.
Were you able to describe for the police what this man was wearing that night?
Not enough to give a specific description.
Was he wearing a hat?
Yes?
Can you describe that?
It was a knit hat.
Pull down a little over his forehead.
It didn't cover his face.
You mentioned it being cold. Do you remember how cold?
I believe it was in the teens.
And yet, you kind of took time out from loading your groceries on this cold night to check out this man's face. How long do you think you looked at him?
I really don't know. Long enough for it to make an impression.
More than 5 seconds?
Probably not.
And this was at night?
The parking lot was well lit.
You saw him for less than 5 seconds at night?
And picked him out of a lineup.
Before or after you saw his face on the news?
After.
Is it possible, Mrs. Hepler, that when you went to view this police lineup, you recognized my client because you'd just seen his face on the news?
I recognized him from both the news and the parking lot.
That's the address. Nobody lives there. That's why we go there, because the house was empty. We never had sex or anything. I'm not sick that way.
How? What happened?
I squeezed too tightly around her neck. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Pretty sure? You're not positive?
Well, it's been 2 days and she hasn't gone home. At least that's what they're saying in the news. You think maybe they're trying to trick me? I'd turn myself in, but I don't want to go to prison. I want to get better. And I'm afraid for me to get better, I'm gonna have to tell the doctors what I did, and if I do, they'll tell the police. I don't know what to do.
This is the security video taken from inside the market.
This was taken the night Wendy Banks was killed.
Yes. That's her at the checkout counter. And if we fast forward to here, that's the defendant paying for his groceries.
Detective, after arresting the defendant, did you have opportunity to search his car?
Yes, we did.
Could you tell us what you found?
Jumper cables, toolkit. His jack was out like it had recently been used. And some box cutters we think were used to slash tires.
What, if anything, did you conclude?
That these were the instruments he used to disable cars and also repair them. We think that was his MO for approaching women, disabling their cars and then coming to their rescue.
Any video that shows my client had contact with Wendy Banks in the store?
No.
And this was a different grocery store from where the other 2 victims were last seen. Right, Detective?
That's correct. All 3 victims were last seen at different grocery stores.
And the box cutters you said you think had been used to slash tires. Could you positively connect them to Susan Graham's tire?
No.
You also searched my client's house, correct, Detective?
Yes.
Were you able to find any physical evidence connecting my client with these murders?
No.
I actually think that the most damning piece of evidence is the video.
Why?
Well, it's one thing to argue a look-alike. But on top of that, we know for a fact that he just so happened to shop in the same grocery store at the same time of the last victim on the night she disappeared.
But I live near the store.
Understood. But those are 2 very big coincidences, Russell.
Not to be critical, but I'm a little disappointed in your performance so far.
Mrs. Bakey.
Here we have an innocent man. No scientific, no forensic evidence whatsoever against him, and yet you speak as a defeatist.
I speak as a realist. The public wants to lynch somebody. Right now, your son is the only offering. May I continue, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. Russell, you'll go first. We'll follow that up with your mother, who we know will make every effort to come off sympathetic. Are you ready?
He's ready.
Helen Gamble will come hard. Be prepared, Russell. She'll come straight for you.
With what? I've got nothing really to cross him with.
Yes, you do. Good-looking guy, nice job, makes a lot of money, lives with his mother. Come on.
It doesn't make him a murderer.
Makes him weird. He's probably a closet homo or something.
Okay, let's go with that. If he's secretly gay, then he's sure to kill.
Helen, we both know this is the killer. Get him to flash his rage. Push him. If he doesn't emote, we'll paint him as cold. If he does flare, we'll argue that he's a man of rage. Also, get as close to him as you can.
Why?
Because you're the prototype of the women he kills. I want the jury to picture the victims when you question him.
I don't know.
Look, I agree. Our case is thin, which makes this cross pivotal. You need to push him.
Go there? To the house?
What if she's not dead?
She has to be dead.
He said he wasn't sure, Claire. He said he thinks she's dead. What if for some reason she isn't? What if she's lying there with a broken neck, past or something?
Lindsay, I'm not sure I could go there.
I can't not go with the slightest possibility.
Can't you send someone, like a private detective?
I'm not sure it wouldn't violate privilege. Look, it's only 20 minutes from here.
I would think on something like this, we should be allowed to tell the police.
Well, you'd be wrong.
Lindsay, do you want me to go with you?
Yes.
That was me on the video. I was in the supermarket that night.
Did you meet Wendy Banks?
I did not. Nor did I ever meet Heidi Stevens or Susan Graham.
2 witnesses said they saw you helping those women with their cars.
Those witnesses are mistaken.
Okay. Can you tell us where you were on the nights of these murders?
On the evening of October the 20th, I was working late in my office.
What do you do, sir?
I'm a security consultant. I basically help to detect and prevent computer fraud.
Thank you. And the nights of the other murders?
I was home.
Both nights?
Yes. The January 3rd night, I was obviously doing some grocery shopping in the evening. But I was home the rest of the night.
Do you live alone?
No, I live with my mother.
Was she home on those nights?
Yes, she was.
And she can confirm that you were home?
Yes, she can.
Mr. Bakey, have you ever been arrested before?
No, I have not. I am, and I have always been, a law-abiding person. I have never committed any crime. I'd never received so much as a speeding ticket. I certainly did not take the lives of women.
Not even a speeding ticket.
No.
Well, Mr. Bakey, you just sound too good to be true. I would think a woman would be lucky to snag you.
Objection.
Sustained.
Do you go to church?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You even joined the choir, didn't you?
I tried out for the choir.
Well, according to my sources, you didn't sing too well. There was some suspicion that you might have tried out in order to meet women. Is that true?
I can't speak to the truth of the suspicion, but that's not why I tried out for the choir.
Ever been in therapy, Mr. Bakey?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I'm trying to explore the psyche of a grown man who still lives at home with his mother.
Objection.
If you want to know why he lives with his mother, ask him. But he hasn't opened any door on character evidence.
Mr. Bakey, you are a bit modest in describing your job. In fact, you're a bit of a whiz. Many companies hire you to detect computer fraud, don't they?
I've done well.
You make over $200,000 a year. A talented, good-looking man who still lives with his mother. Seems odd.
Objection.
Withdrawn. Mr. Bakey, is your mother physically or financially dependent on you?
No.
Have you ever not lived with your mother?
No. I am not ashamed of loving my mother, Miss Campbell. I enjoy living with her. We're very compatible.
Ever had sex with her?
Objection.
Trying to explore the depth of this love and compatibility.
The objection is sustained.
Ever had any girlfriends, Mr. Bakey?
I date.
I don't mean a date or a movie or helping a girl change a tire.
Objection!
Miss Gamble.
I mean a relationship. Have you ever had a long-term relationship with a woman? If so, could I have her name?
Your Honor.
Overruled. He can answer that one.
Any girlfriends, Mr. Bakey?
I've been extremely career-oriented.
Lots of nights at home with Mom?
Objection!
Miss Gamble, knock it off.
Do you have a problem getting along with women, Mr. Bakey?
No, I do not.
You kill women, don't you, Mr. Bakey?
No, I do not.
2 of the victims were last seen with you.
No, they were not. Your witnesses were mistaken.
My witnesses were mistaken. Well, too bad for you, I guess, that you don't have any witnesses other than loving Mom. You have difficulties with intimacy, don't you, Mr. Bakey? It causes you to kill women.
Objection!
Sustained.
Is it some sexual dysfunction that causes you to snap? I asked you a question, Mr. Bakey. Do you have some sexual dysfunction that caused you to snap and stab those 3 women?
I never met those women. I never took their lives. The witnesses are mistaken, as are you, Miss Campbell.
This is so not why I went to law school.
He said upstairs.
I can't believe we can't hire somebody to do this.
Because there's something called privilege, Claire.
Yeah, well, privilege doesn't require us to go look at dead bodies.
Just wait here.
Right, like I'm gonna wait anywhere alone. Oh my God.
Okay. She's dead. Let's go.
Why are you here?
Oh my God. Stanley.
Why are you here?
Because we had to confirm that she was dead.
Why?
Because if she wasn't, it would be in your best interest to save her.
You were gonna tell on me.
No, we weren't. But we needed to be sure that she wasn't suffering.
I don't think she suffered that much. Look at her. She was so beautiful. What kind of person would kill an innocent child like that?
Stanley, I know you didn't want to hurt her. And I know you desperately don't want to hurt anybody else. Given that, maybe we should go to the police.
No. I can't go to prison. I'll go to a hospital, but not a prison.
You said that before. Now look.
Because I didn't go to a hospital. I'll go to a doctor, Lindsay. I want to. But not prison. Not prison.
Your mother goes up next. Then we rest.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Do you think I'm aberrant for living with my mother?
Well, It's not typical for a 30-year-old man. If you don't mind my asking, why do you still live at home?
I'm hugely busy at work. It's not like I have a family or a need for my own place yet.
What about a need for your independence?
I suppose I still feel safe at home. My parents were divorced when I was young. My mother, she fought all my battles. She may have undermined my self-esteem in the process. But I guess I've always felt, I don't know, safe.
I'm gonna throw something out. It's kind of wild, but...
What?
Well, you described your mother as pretty controlling. Is it possible your mother saw you with these women and she killed them? Because, I don't know, she felt threatened.
Jimmy, I never met these women. I was never with them.
Okay.
And even if I was with them, my mother, she is not capable of committing murder. Trust me.
Like I said, it was a wild idea.
Is she gonna go after her?
Sorry?
The DA, is she planning to attack my mother?
Probably.
We're not looking for punishment. We just want our daughter back. We're appealing to your compassion and to your humanity. Please. Please just bring her back.
Can you imagine?
No,
How long's she been gone? Did they say?
I didn't hear.
This is when I go back to believing in death penalty. Somebody snatches a child.
Yeah.
Come on, don't stop on me now. We just had you serviced. Come on. Damn it.
Those who falsely accuse others deserve punishment themselves. And those who would vilify a person's mother don't attack the mother, dear Helen.
My God.
Did you send it?
Me? I'm in jail.
Well, you made a few calls last night. A computer expert could use the phone lines to send a message.
That's ridiculous, Eugene. I'd have to know her address.
Well, you might have plucked it off some of our Discovery correspondence. Look, this is a thinly veiled threat on a DA's life, Russell. That alone could get...
I didn't send it.
Did Mom?
Look, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the real killer's playing head games, but I didn't send that. And my mother wouldn't even know how to boot up a computer, much less hack into somebody else's.
It does seem suspicious, Russell. Last night you asked me if Helen Gamble planned to attack your mother on the stand. You used that very word, attack. A few hours later, she gets a message using the word?
I promise you, I had nothing to do with this. You want me to take a polygraph? Wheel a machine in. I have nothing to do with this.
Tell them.
Only that she's dead.
I'll go to prison.
Stanley, listen to me. I will not say who killed her. I will not even reveal where she is. But these parents are suffering. They should at least be notified that their daughter is gone. The agony of not knowing. Stanley, you have a sickness. The reason you struggle with it so is because I think you are a man with compassion. It is inhumane to let these parents go day after day after day not knowing.
We will in no way implicate you. We won't help them find her or lead them to any evidence.
Let us spare these people some pain, Stanley. Please.
You can tell the parents, not the police.
Well, they'll just go to the police anyway, Stanley. It doesn't...
You can tell the parents, not the police.
I can vouch for him physically for 2 of the murders. On the 3rd, I'll simply vouch for his character.
Let's begin with the night of December 19th.
He was not only home, he was sitting right by my side from 8 p.m. through the 11 o'clock news.
You're sure?
Positive. We were watching It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Christmas tradition Russell and I have. We've been watching it together every year going back to his childhood. If you check your local listings, you'll see that it aired December 19th.
Well, did he ever leave the house?
Never. He used the little boy's room during a commercial break or 2, but other than that, he was right by my side.
What about the evening of January 3rd?
Again, he was home. I sent him to the market to pick up a few items, hence you saw him on the video. But he was home shortly after 7.
Mrs. Bakey, I would assume you love your son very much.
I've been divorced over 23 years. And my son is without question my dearest and closest loved one.
Which begs the question, would you lie to spare your son a lifetime of prison?
If faced with that, I suppose I would, Mr. Young. But I'm not faced with that today. My son was with me. He was home. The fact is, my son is innocent of the crimes he has been charged with.
Thank you.
Your son is the dearest and closest loved one in your life. Is that the reason you got divorced 23 years ago?
The reason was my husband and I were ill-suited for marriage.
Well, in the divorce complaint, your husband alleged that you sexually molested your 7-year-old son, Russell.
He alleged that as leverage to gain custody. The charge was baseless and never considered seriously by anybody.
Did you used to sleep with your 7-year-old son?
He'd get scared at night. I'd let him in the bed.
You slept in the nude?
I never molested my son.
It certainly would explain a few things. If mother and son become lovers, it contributes...
Objection, there's no basis for that.
There's no basis yet because I haven't been able to ask the question.
You need basis for the question itself, and there is none.
I agree. The objection is sustained.
Okay, then. We'll just leave it at... You love your son so dearly, and by your own testimony, you would lie to spare him a life in prison.
We're looking for Lindsay Dole.
That's me. Mr. and Mrs. Burns?
What information do you have?
Please sit.
Please, just tell us.
I think we need to sit. I'm afraid my information, it isn't good. Your daughter is dead. A client of mine has admitted to me that he took Cindy's life. privilege prevents me from telling you anything more. But to spare you further agony of not knowing, I am so sorry.
Is there any chance that this client was lying to you?
No. He told me where her body was. And I went there. And it was her. And she had passed away.
Where is she?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
How was she killed?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that either. It's privileged.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
In an absolutely stunning development, the parents of Cindy Burns were told by the killer's lawyer that Cindy has in fact
Please don't look at me, Stanley.
Why isn't Lindsay?
Please don't look at me. Lindsay is under a microscope right now. There's a chance the police could watch her every move, which is why you are not to come to our office.
Does this...
Please don't talk to me. On the off chance that I'm being watched, don't look at me. Lindsay and I got subpoenaed this morning. The police are going to try to force us to talk, but you need not worry. We won't. The main thing for you to remember is do not call us. Do not come to see us. We will contact you. Write that down if you need to, Stanley, but don't forget it. Wait for us to contact you.
I'm not saying we can't win, but I'm nervous. If we could get manslaughter...
No. You came off like a strange man. Add to that, 2 of the victims were last seen with you. And the third... I agree with Eugene. It's a big risk. Neither of us has a good feeling here.
They're offering manslaughter.
They haven't offered anything yet.
I need to speak to Miss Gamble, personally.
Why?
I just do. I need to speak to her before I would even consider a plea.
I don't know who put the notion of plea into your head, but if you think I'd offer manslaughter...
What can we get?
Murder, too.
Oh, come on, Helen. This could be a straight not guilty. You've got no forensics evidence.
Eugene, I can live with an acquittal. But the politics of letting a man we consider to be a serial killer get off on manslaughter...
I would think the important thing would be to get him off the street.
If you brought me in here to discuss manslaughter, talk time's over.
They brought you in because I wanted to talk to you, Miss Campbell. I want you to know, I don't blame you. If you truly believe I'm guilty, I would expect you to be zealous against me. I have no hard feelings.
I don't care.
One other thing. I majored in psychology at Northeastern. I took many courses in criminal psychology. I wish you had taken a few, because if you had, you'd know I'm innocent.
I majored in English Lit. Bummer.
I read and reread that message you received. My interpretation is that whoever sent it doesn't want me convicted. He's angry with you. Perhaps the real killer doesn't like the attention and credit going to me. In any event, I firmly believe that if you continue to prosecute me zealously, you will be killed.
Are you threatening me, Mr. Bakey?
Me? No. I'm only saying that whoever sent this, in my opinion, intends very much to kill you if you don't back off.
Russell.
I think she should know this. There's no shame in losing. Everybody knows the state's case is thin. But winning, that could be deadly.
Helen, would you excuse us, please? Are you out of your mind?
To me, the message seemed dangerous, that's all I was saying. From my experience, women never seem to recognize danger.
What's that supposed to mean?
Prepare your closing, Eugene.
Privilege is absolute, Your Honor. Miss Dole and Miss Wyatt learned what they learned through a confidential communication.
It doesn't matter. By going there, they became witnesses themselves.
To what?
Who knows what? Possible time of death, the position of the body. The point is, privilege doesn't protect them here. Once they go to a scene, they lose any opportunity.
There is no basis in law for that contention. What's more, my clients didn't disturb the scene.
Why did they go there at all?
To affirm that Cindy Burns was in fact dead. If she were still alive, they could perhaps help save her. And I would submit, Your Honor, to hold that a lawyer blows privilege by going to a scene. That could have potentially devastating effects. No lawyers would ever go to scenes, and sometimes that would mean lives would be lost.
All right, look. I won't make them reveal the identity of their client, but I am ordering them to tell us where the body is.
Your Honor, I won't do that.
Then I'll hold you in contempt, Miss Dole.
If I tell you where the body is, that could lead to discovery of the evidence, which could lead you to my client.
Miss Dole, I am giving you a court order. Please don't think I'm kidding.
Lindsay, he's letting you off the hook here. He's ordering you.
I'm not looking to get off a hook. This is privileged information, and I won't reveal it.
Security, take Miss Dole into custody. Ms. Wyatt, I am now ordering you to tell us where the body is.
How long will they keep us?
Until we tell. Or until it becomes clear we won't.
No murder weapon. No fingerprints, no DNA, no bloodstains, no forensics evidence whatsoever. They searched my client's house, his car, every stitch of his clothing. They couldn't find so much as a fiber. All they have are two witnesses who said they saw a man who looks a lot like Russell Bakey. That, and a videotape which puts Russell Bakey in the same supermarket as the third victim. Now, that hardly overcomes all reasonable doubt, especially since my client has an alibi. For two of the murders, Russell Bakey has an alibi that puts him in his home for the night. Yes, it's his mother, and yes, she might have a motive to protect him. He's her son. But her testimony stands uncontradicted, uncontroverted. His alibi has not been refuted.
She's his mother. She loves him dearly. We heard that, didn't we? They even live together, don't they? They have a very special relationship, this mother and son. 3 women are dead. All 3 have one thing in common. Russell Bakey. 2 of them were last seen with him, the third in the same supermarket with him. How many more coincidences have to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Jumper cables found in his trunk. These are tools to help repair cars. Now, I suppose that's a big coincidence, too. This man has serious problems with women, so he kills them. Slashes a tire, disconnects a battery, becomes a good Samaritan, and then kills. Loving mom, waiting at home with an alibi. We caught him. We arrested him. We brought him to trial. Now we give him to you. Let's not pick up a newspaper one day and read about yet another coincidence.
I don't know, Bobby. The judge just seems determined to hold them.
Great, let's start working on an appeal. The law has to be with us here.
They have a verdict. On TV? They let cameras in.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Russell Bakey, on the count of murder in the first degree, we find the defendant, Russell Bakey, not guilty.
Unbelievable.
On count 2, murder in the first degree, we find the defendant not guilty. On count 3, murder in the first degree, we find the defendant not guilty.
Thank God.
Members of the jury, this concludes your service. You are dismissed with the thanks of the court. The defendant is free to go.
Thank you.
Let me bring you home, sweetheart. Your room is just as it was. I'm gonna cook you a home-cooked meal.
Okay, Mom. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Eugene. Excuse me. Miss Campbell? I promise you, justice has been done.
Uh-huh.
Also, one might think this verdict takes you out of danger. Let's hope.
You will not threaten her. You will not go near her.
Thanks again for the good work, Eugene.
You stink!
Previously on the practice.
I could actually go away for life, simply because I happen to look like somebody?
Like somebody who stabbed 3 women.
Could you tell us what you found?
Jumper cables, toolkit. We think that was his MO for approaching women, disabling their cars and then coming to their rescue.
Get him to flash his rage.
Why?
Because you're the prototype of the women he kills.
A talented, good-looking man who still lives with his mother.
We're very compatible.
Ever had sex with her?
Objection!
Those who falsely accuse others deserve punishment themselves.
This is a thinly veiled threat on a DA's life, Russell.
Look, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the real killer's playing head games, but I didn't send that.
We find the defendant, Russell Bakey, not guilty.
One might think this verdict takes you out of danger. Let's hope.
Lindsay,
Mr. Deeks?
I have a situation.
What's the situation?
I had a relapse.
Oh, my God. A client of mine has admitted to me that he took Cindy's life. Privilege prevents me from telling you anything more. I am so sorry.
I won't make them reveal the identity of their client, but I am ordering them to tell us where the body is.
This is privileged information, and I won't reveal it.
How long will they keep us?
Until we tell.
Or until it becomes clear we won't.
Eugene thinks, and I agree, that I should argue. This judge obviously doesn't respond to reason. Perhaps the emotion of a husband pleading to free his wife.
Well, who's going to argue for me? I don't even have a boyfriend.
I'll argue for both of you.
How long can they hold us? Really?
Well, once a contempt order proves to be futile, it's usually lifted. But with this judge...
Helen. Hi. Fancy meeting you here.
What are you doing here?
Actually, I'm delivering something. From my mother.
A summons?
And complaint. She's maintaining you defamed her during my trial.
She's suing me.
I tried to talk her out of suing you, but she of course thinks I'm biased towards you due to my sexual attraction. I told her nonsense. One can have a crush and still be objective. Don't you agree?
I would agree your conduct rises to the level of an assault. You will be arrested within the hour, Mr. Bakey.
That's hostile.
It's been a week, Your Honor. Clearly, Miss Dole and Miss Wyatt aren't going to reveal the location of the body.
A week is nothing weighed against the stakes.
If we were talking about a live hostage, that would be one thing. But Cindy Burns is dead.
Turn around and look at Cindy Burns' parents and tell them it means nothing to give their daughter a decent burial.
My heart goes out to the parents, as does Lindsay Dole's, as does Claire Wyatt's. But lawyer-client privilege is sacrosanct.
I don't want to hear it, counsel. They can either tell us where the body is or go back.
Well, then at a minimum, they deserve a hearing on the contempt issue. And pending that, as a matter of law, bail has to be set.
I'll schedule a hearing for July the 1st. Bail is set at $10 million each. Cash, no bond.
Clearly, a district attorney enjoys immunity for statements made during a trial.
Qualified immunity, and there have to be boundaries. Ms. Gamble basically accused my client of having a sexual relationship with her son. Sylvia Bakey's reputation has been seriously stained. She has been discharged from her place of employment.
The question was there. Her ex-husband alleged child abuse during the divorce proceeding.
She had no good faith basis to accuse my client of being a child molester.
You don't know what she knew, counsel, so...
All right, hold on. Look, I'm loath to erode the immunity of district attorneys in criminal trials, but I have to agree with counsel. We can't allow prosecutors to simply launch baseless bombs which can destroy reputations without some good faith basis. I'm going to allow the plaintiff to take discovery.
Your Honor.
Come back with a motion for summary judgment if you think they come up empty, but I won't summarily kick it. And Ms. Gamble, I'm extremely distressed to learn you issued an arrest warrant for Mr. Bakey. As you know, using the threat of criminal prosecution to discourage a civil lawsuit is grounds for disbarment. That arrest warrant is quashed. And I'll trust you to use better judgment in the future. That's all.
I'll make this go away, don't worry.
Looks like we'll all be spending some time together.
Listen to me,
Helen.
Russell.
Miss Gamble is represented, Mr. Bakey. You're to have no communication with her.
was that all about?
You're not gonna believe it, Mom. She's in love with me.
What?
She just told me she had feelings for me.
Russell, may I have a word in private, please?
Yes, of course.
What are you doing?
My mother, she's insisting on suing her. I tried to dissuade her. I'm beginning to think she's not well, Jimmy.
Did you make a remark that you were sexually attracted to Helen Gamble?
Is it a crime? Tell me you've never thought about it.
Listen to what I'm saying, Russell. Helen Gamble is a friend of mine.
If you're implying that I would hurt her, I'm very much offended, Jimmy.
Ms. Dole, you're ready to go. The judge has had a change of heart. Have a lovely day.
What about Claire?
She stays.
What? Why?
We consider her a bigger threat to society.
What? They think they can crack you. I'm staying right here.
You don't have that right.
As her lawyer, I can certainly...
Visiting hours are over. Guard, will you please escort Ms. Dole out?
I would like to have a conversation with her before...
You've had plenty of time to talk.
I won't be telling you anything, you pig.
That's certainly your call. As I said, have a lovely day.
They obviously feel they can wear her down if I'm not with her. Physically divide and conquer.
Will they wear her down?
I don't think so. She's pretty tough. Bobby, why weren't you... Never mind.
Why wasn't I what?
Well, I thought the point of you arguing this morning was to get a little added emotion on our side. A husband fighting to free his wife.
And?
And you pretty much argued like I was just another client. You even called me Ms. Dole. What's with that? A little feeling would have been nice, don't you think?
A little feeling? You're accusing me of not feeling?
What is that supposed to mean? May I help you?
Delivery for Lindsay Dole?
We'll talk later, okay? What are you doing here?
I need to know what's going on.
Stanley, dangerous for you to show up here.
That's why I'm disguised as a messenger. Where's Claire?
They're still holding her. Evidently, they believe they can appeal to her conscience.
I didn't mean to cause you these problems. I owe you my life. And now I'm causing you such problems.
Claire and I will be okay. But you're going to get caught by coming here.
Is it this judge? He seems crazy. What if he were to disappear?
What?
I could make a delivery to him.
If you're even suggesting what I think you're suggesting...
It's just... I owe you everything. The thought of somebody causing you pain.
Stanley, you will not be making any deliveries to the judge or involve yourself in this in any way. If you do, I will go to the police myself and turn you in. Are we clear?
The idea of somebody hurting you or Claire.
Miss Dole, may I speak with you?
I'm afraid I can't.
It'll only just take a second.
I believe I signed for the package, sir. You may leave.
I know that you have your professional responsibilities, but I also know that you're a mother. And if I could just appeal to
I'm sorry, Mrs. Burns, but I can't have this conversation, and I must ask you to leave.
Please, tell me where my daughter is.
I really need you to leave.
You can't hold me like this. And I have a Sixth Amendment right to counsel. You can't even legally talk to me.
Claire, your constitutional rights are only relevant should you be put on trial. We don't plan to put you on trial.
Then why am I in jail?
Look, I know you're agonizing over this. But believe it or not, the law allows you to tell us the location of the body. In fact, in not telling us, you're possibly at risk for concealing evidence.
Are you threatening me now?
No. I'm just saying, you can legally follow your conscience here. Also, maybe I'm talking out of turn here, but I'm going to say it anyway. For criminal attorneys like Lindsay Dole and Bobby Donnell and so forth, reputation doesn't matter. The only thing that counts is your win-loss record. But for civil attorneys, which I believe is what you plan to be, reputation is everything. And what you're doing now, refusing to reveal to grieving parents where their deceased daughter is, your reputation may never recover from it. Help yourself. I'm trying to be your friend here.
Mr. Field, you're trying to get me to break privilege. When it comes to a lawyer's reputation, nothing is more important than honoring attorney-client privilege. It would disgrace me to violate it. So don't pretend to be my friend here. I'm telling you nothing. You can keep me locked up here forever. I'm telling you nothing.
Need to jump? I'm not a mechanic, but I think you flooded it a little.
Come near me again, I'll have you shot dead.
Try to help.
I talked to him once, Helen.
Maybe you should go for a restraining order.
With what? He certainly had a right to be in the building. My car didn't start, so...
Was it tampered with?
How would I know? Maybe I did flood it. I didn't dust the hood for his prints.
Helen, put the police on him. You have more resources than we do.
In which case, I'm accused of using the threat of prosecution to discourage a civil lawsuit. Come on, I'll be hauled before the bar.
But if you think he's threatening you...
Eugene, I have no proof. Without asking you to violate your attorney-client privilege, could you... What am I dealing with here? Can you tell me that? I'm in a lawsuit with them. What exactly am I dealing with?
Look, if he does anything else, I'd go for the restraining order. It's his mother's lawsuit. He doesn't necessarily have the right to be in the room all the time.
I'd like to get a restraining order now, but I need more to get it. Could you please give me something? Great. Thanks.
Claire? These are Cindy's parents, John and Marcia Burns.
Okay, that does it. Get me my lawyer.
You don't automatically...
I will scream and continue to scream until I meet with my attorney. Do not think I am kidding.
I just want you to hear what they have to say.
It's one thing to incarcerate somebody. It's another to subject her to this kind of blatant coercion.
The parents just wanted to talk to her.
Right.
There's nothing illegal about coercive interrogation, counsel. You just can't use the fruits of it at trial.
The Sixth Amendment says all questions have to stop once a suspect asks for a lawyer. That's not an evidentiary rule. It's in the Bill of Rights.
Look, short of physical torture, they can do anything they want. If they want to use it as evidence, that's a different story. But so far, your only remedy could be a civil lawsuit. In which case, I'd say good luck.
This is an abuse of their discretion, Your Honor. And yours.
Tell somebody who cares. If Claire Wyatt wants out, she knows what to do. We're adjourned.
Any ideas?
Jamie's drafting an interlocutory appeal on abuse of discretion grounds. I'm not sure we'll have any luck, but... Lindsay? You listening?
What? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's file an appeal.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Did you tell my son you'd have him shot dead?
Mrs. Bakey, we're adversaries in a lawsuit. We both have lawyers.
If a person threatens my son, I tend to be direct.
You're here taking issue with me threatening your son.
What? I'm supposed to be okay with it?
Your son's a serial killer.
You couldn't prove it to a jury, Miss Gamble. You will never prove it to me, I assure you.
Well, I don't have to prove it to you. You're the one person who knows he wasn't home alone with you those nights.
I didn't come here to fight, Miss Gamble. Just... Russell swears to me that you threatened to have him shot dead. Did you really say that?
I did, yes.
Did you also give him some indication that you might love him?
What?
You gave him no such indication.
I think not. Mrs. Bakey, hold on. So you're not here to confront me, but rather to determine whether Russell's being honest with you. Your son's been acquitted. He can't be retried. Double jeopardy prevents that. Was he home with you those nights?
If you have reasonable doubt, then I guess you agree with the jury's verdict.
I don't care about the jury's verdict. Nor do I have any interest in prosecuting you for perjury. It's understandable. Any mother would want to protect her son. But it would not be understandable to do so at the expense of others' lives. Mrs. Bakey, what if he should kill again?
He's not a killer.
He's threatened me. He approached me in the parking lot this afternoon with jumper cables.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. My car wouldn't start, and suddenly, here he comes offering to help me. Mrs. Bakey, I received this message during his trial. If you didn't send this, he did. Whose idea was it really to sue me? Yours? Or his?
What else did she say?
It's what she didn't say. If I read her correctly, I think it's now dawning on her. Her son might actually be a murderer. What good it does us now, I don't know, since he's already been acquitted. What? What are you thinking?
There may be a way. Do you think this woman would actually help us now?
I don't know. She seemed pretty conflicted when she left my office.
Set up a little settlement conference on your lawsuit. There may be a way.
Hey.
Hey.
Lindsay, we seem to be in a stage of not communicating again.
Oh. It's just a stage? I'm sorry, I guess I should be relieved to know that you at least consider it a problem.
Look at that. I come in to talk, and you start attacking me.
I'm not attacking you. When's the last time we talked about anything?
You know what? Forget it. No, don't go I came in here to talk. For the record, you shut it down. not me. And get this package out of here. It practically blocks the hall.
What package? Oh, no. I think it's her.
What?
I think that package is Cindy Burns, 14-year-old. My client was upset about Claire being held, and he felt bad for the parents, and...
He sent you the body?
I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't say what it is or where it came from. I just have a bad feeling.
Okay, come on, work. Good boy. All clear? Okay, let's open it up. No note, nothing.
No.
You didn't see anybody drop it off?
No.
Okay. Get the coroner. I need you, and I need you for questioning.
I don't understand. Why can't I be here? Because it's a settlement conference. Only the parties themselves may be present. Why is he here?
I'm here as counsel, Mr. Serial Killer.
It's okay, Russell. It's okay.
They're planning to terrorize you, Mother.
I'll protect your mother, Russell. Go ahead.
Mrs. Bakey, I think we're all on the same side here. Feeling your son needs help.
What's going on here?
Is that what this is all about? You said you had an offer.
We do have an offer. It would involve me retracting my defamatory comments. It would involve us agreeing not to prosecute Mrs. Bakey for perjury. But it would also involve Mrs. Bakey's full cooperation in preventing other women from being killed and getting her son the medical help he so desperately needs. We're not talking about prison or jail. We are talking about Russell being civilly committed. Mrs. Bakey, he will kill again. I believe you know that.
In a package?
We'll talk about it later, Claire.
It was just delivered to you?
Later.
Was it FedEx or regular mail?
Later, Claire.
The bottom line is we can't do it without you. The standard is so high.
How long would he go away for?
Could be as short as 4 days, as long as 6 months. And if it's determined that he still poses a danger, he could be held longer.
The main thing is to get him treatment. Nobody here wants another death.
I still can't believe he did those awful things.
The issue is whether he might do it again.
We know you love your son, Mrs. Bakey. But he needs you to step in now and be a parent.
They're gonna Section 12 him.
They're gonna what?
Section 12 him.
What's the Section 12?
Civil commitment. Who called you? Russell called, confused as to why he had to suddenly go to court. I called the clerk's office. They're gonna Section 12 him.
How? What have they got?
He's a wacko psycho. That's what they've got.
He asked us to represent him.
And you said no.
Eleanor, I don't like the guy, but this isn't right. What they're trying to do here is...
You said no.
I'll tell him no.
So who will represent him then?
They'll appoint somebody.
I talked to Helen. She really is freaked out by the guy.
How couldn't she be?
It's not like her to scare.
Okay, 8 o'clock. It's late enough to go home.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, by the time we go home, eat, get Bobby Jr. tucked in, and be close to 9:30, 10, we'll be officially too tired to talk, and we can go to bed. Putting off communication for yet another day.
You know why we put off communication, Bobby? Because we have a son. It's important to him that we be together. That we be happy together. That we feel happy individually. I mean, how would we ever go on pretending all that if we actually address what's going on between us?
Say what you have to say, Lindsay.
Okay. I've been trying to get you to talk for a year. You're the one always too tired, too overwhelmed by work. I've been trying to get you to go to therapy. You say you don't believe in it. Now, because I failed to tell you where some dead body is, you're alarmed over our communication problems? How do you figure me to understand that, to not be angry over it? Think back. Try to remember the last time you touched me.
Our sex life could be symptomatic of our communication problem. That doesn't occur to you?
Excellent answer. Here's what occurs to me. You're not in love with me. And I may not be a mind reader, but I can certainly tell when... Given your newfound commitment to the truth, let's just commit to it. You're not in love with me.
Delivery for Lindsay Dole.
Get in here. Bobby, give me a second with the flower man, would you?
Excuse me?
He's a client. I need a minute. It's private. Go. Now, please. All right, now you listen. You don't talk. You're to walk out that door and never come back. You don't deliver any packages. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
You say you want to get help. But you don't really want that. What you really want is to continue to live free. Well, let me tell you, if that's your goal, do not, I repeat, do not have any direct or indirect contact with me ever again, because the police will be watching. Now go.
This is a complete end-around double jeopardy. If a person presents the likelihood of serious harm, the court may order him confined to a mental facility for a period
Where's the evidence that he poses such a likelihood?
3 dead bodies, and he's still prowling parking lots with jumper cables.
Mr. Walsh, he was acquitted of those crimes.
On the basis of an alibi which has now been recanted.
I don't care. As a matter of law, he stands innocent of those murders. You certainly can't use those as evidence of guilt for the purpose of a Section 12 hearing.
Your Honor, his own mother stands before you concerned about his mental health. Even she...
If we started locking up people on the say-so of concerned mothers, we'd all be in jail.
You have a copy of a message sent to Ms. Gamble, which message clearly threatens.
Where's the evidence that concludes he sent it? Look, what are you trying to pull? You lose the criminal trial. You're just trying to take another whack at it with the civil proceeding, and what do you have? A concerned mother?
She lives with him. She loves him. But now she's tumbled to the idea, my God, my son is a killer. He needs medical help. He may kill again. You're right. We can't get him criminally, nor do we want to. But nor do we want to sit back and wait for him to take another life.
Your problem is a little thing called the Constitution. We don't take freedom away from a man based on fear alone. We require evidence. We require proof beyond all reasonable doubt, whether it's a criminal trial or a Section 12.
I would submit thousands of people are locked up on the grounds of fear.
Yes. We call them Arab Americans. And if you're about to cite this country's despicable material witness scheme as support for the government's right to incarcerate at will, I would submit that you've severely misstepped. This man, as a matter of law, has been judged innocent of 3 crimes. You're actually in here trying to use those crimes as evidence against him to have him locked up civilly. That's outrageous. I don't care how well-intentioned you are or how worried sick his mother may be. Your petition is denied. We're adjourned.
Thank you. What you did was very brave.
Well, that's brave. You betrayed me, Mother.
Oh, Russell.
You betrayed me. All right, Russell. And you.
Aren't you afraid he might turn on you?
No. He's devoted to me. And you, for that matter. I mean, he would never...
What?
Excuse me.
Lindsay, maybe we should call the police.
Tell me why I shouldn't report you for stalking.
I will go away forever. I just couldn't leave on bad terms. As I said, you saved my life. I would do anything to either repay you or... And even though you don't care to hear it, it's important for me to say it. It's important to me that you know how much I value your loyalty. I suppose I would like to be friends. But if you don't want that, I will honor your wish.
Stanley, we're not friends. You were a client. My loyalty to you derived from duty. I don't want you to be in my life. And I don't say that to hurt you. See this woman? She's my best friend, my maid of honor, And this man is on the loose, a threat to her life. And how did he come into her life? She's a DA and she was just doing her job. You came into my life because I'm a criminal defense lawyer doing my job. We want to do our jobs and then be left alone. Can you understand that, Stanley?
Yes.
I'm going to say goodbye now, okay? And you're going to honor that.
I promise.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I think we blew it by going in too soon. Now, even if we get more, well, our credibility is suspect.
Only with that judge. We'll shop around for somebody better. You want protective custody?
He hasn't directly done anything to me or said anything.
But you're afraid.
You talking about me, I hope?
What do you want?
I'd like to file a missing persons report.
I'm sorry?
My mother, she seems to have vanished. I looked everywhere.
What have you done to her?
What have I done? There you go, jumping to conclusions again.
Where is she?
I don't know, that's why I'm here. Could you help?
She has to be missing at least 24 hours.
What's the saying? Eager beaver catches a crook. I'd love it if you could. Begin searching. I'm worried sick.
He's killed his mother.
I'm happy to go to therapy if you think that'll...
What do you think?
Lindsay, please don't get Socratic. Let's just have a conversation. And don't fire back at me my track record for conversation. Let's just start clean. All right? Let's begin with the premise that I've done everything wrong, and where do we go from here? How do I start to get things right?
That was an incredibly dishonest thing to say.
What?
Start with the premise you've done everything wrong? You don't believe that? Not for a second. Why start with the premise you believe to be a lie?
Why are you so angry?
I'm angry. At myself.
Why?
I'm humiliated to even say it. For pretending, day after day after day, that my husband's in love with me when I know he's not.
Lindsay, for God's sake. Of course I love you.
I know you love me, but... I miss being adored. I miss... Look, the idea of splitting up is unmentionable for both of us. That's why we don't mention it. Bobby, other than our son, it is so dead in this home. And has been for a while.
Look, passion, that stuff, it wanes in marriage. Especially when you have young children. Things ebb and flow. And I'm very in love with you. Do you always feel like you're in love with me?
No.
Do you ever?
Not lately. Bobby, I don't think I was aware of it at the time, but when I started my own firm, I think I was beginning a process.
Process?
Of leaving you.
Wrote that great book, Don't Be Embarrassed, about sex. But he backed out. He decided at the last minute he was uncomfortable with women.
Well, I don't know. Ted's not very good at that sort of thing.
But Mary, it's just talking.
Yeah, well, it's just talking that Ted's not very good at.
Mary, if I were in your position, you know that I would do anything I could to help me.
Can I help you?
Special delivery for Russell Bakey?
Next on the practice.
Your best chance at seeing freedom again is insanity.
What she did and what they can prove are two very different things.
Your husband received money as part of a family trust. And upon his death, that money would go to Kevin.
Yes.
Would Nancy Healy have known this?
Why didn't you cross her better? You were mush.
If I go away, who takes care of you? Previously on the practice.
Why are you so angry?
For pretending day after day after day that my husband's in love with me when I know he's not.
For God's sake. Of course I love you.
I know you love me, but I miss being adored. Look, the idea of splitting up is unmentionable. But Bobby, other than our son, it is so dead in this home. And has been for a while.
I know this isn't what you want to hear.
No, it isn't.
I'm not saying we can't win on the elements. But the blood on your shoe, and the fact that you were seen coming and going, not to mention the threat.
With insanity, even in victory, she's gonna be locked up.
No, she only goes away until she gets better, which, from what the doctors are telling us, could be soon.
This is a circumstantial case. What she did and what they can prove are two very different things. You said so yourself.
Look, we'll do what you want us to do. But we're telling you, Nancy, your best chance at seeing freedom again, your best chance by far, is insanity. And Kevin, I may be stepping over the line here, but the reason I think you're resisting the idea of your wife being insane is because you feel responsible for it.
My sons didn't get along. They were pretty much estranged ever since the accident.
Which accident was that, Mrs. Healy?
Derek's son, Justin, was 16. He had his learner's permit. He was driving. Kevin was with him.
To clarify, Kevin is the defendant's husband.
Yes, and Derek's younger brother. Anyway, Justin was driving. Kevin was in the car when the accident occurred. Justin was killed. Kevin was paralyzed. Derek blamed Kevin, claiming his lack of supervision. They became estranged and remain so.
To your knowledge, What was Derek's relationship with the defendant?
That had also deteriorated. Nancy became Kevin's primary caregiver, and as you can imagine, it's been extremely burdensome. There were insurance problems, money issues, and Nancy couldn't understand why Kevin's own brother wouldn't help out.
Well, you say money issues. Actually, the financial situation was desperate, wasn't it?
The problem with insurance, there's a lifetime cap. In this case, $750,000. They exhausted that in 3 years.
Basically, Derek was well off but wouldn't help with his brother's care.
Yes.
And this, in fact, enraged the defendant, didn't it?
Objection? Leading?
Withdrawn. Did you have an opportunity to witness an argument between Nancy Healy and the victim the day before his death?
Yes.
What did you observe, ma'am?
Well, I was visiting Derek and she came over. They got into it again.
Did you hear the defendant make any threats?
Yes. It escalated to a point where Derek said something like, "Gee, if he's so bad off, maybe he should be put out of his misery." And Nancy responded, "No, Derek, somebody should put you out of your misery." And then she said, "Maybe that's the solution."
When Nancy said this, did you believe she was forming the intent to kill Derek?
Obviously not.
And when you talked to the police, you described Nancy's psychological state of mind, didn't you?
Yes.
Could you please tell the jury what you told the police?
For several months preceding the killing, she seemed to be increasingly erratic. The insurance thing. She felt very deceived. It made her incensed.
And erratic?
Yes. In my opinion, she was having some kind of nervous breakdown.
What do you mean you can't get hired?
I can't.
Andrea, you made law review. You clerked. What? You have a criminal record or something?
Close. When I was 14, I was raped. It comes up in my interviews and my prospects hit the floor with a thud.
It comes up in your interviews? How many have you had?
Including callbacks? Over 30.
And it always comes up?
Pretty much. I took some time off for treatment, so the little gap in my resume, I explain it.
Do you think it's wise to bring it up? I mean, law firms aren't exactly looking to hire rape victims.
This is what I'm assuming.
Who would you sue?
The law firms. She already has sued, and...
All 30 of them?
Yes, she's claiming industry bias.
Against rape victims.
Here's the complaint and supporting memoranda. It's pretty good. Thing is, they brought a motion to dismiss yesterday, and now there's an evidentiary hearing.
Slow down.
Andrea has to testify, so she basically needs co-counsel. That's why she asked for our help.
Well, have any of these firms said that her status as a rape victim was why they didn't hire her?
Of course not. But 0 for 30? Come on.
Jamie.
It's a solid test case, Eugene.
What? Rape victims as a class?
I know, it's tough. Which means it would be a lot of help if there were a senior litigator there with me. They might be more inclined to settle. Please?
It's you.
Me?
The problems, as you described them, it all goes by your own admission to your inability to share your life, your unwillingness to.
I didn't exactly say that, Doctor.
Yes, you did. Look, here's the deal. You like being alone. She doesn't.
So, what do we do about it?
Well, we go to work on it. That is, if you want to.
Of course I do.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. You're here because your marriage feels like it's failing. You're here because, for the sake of your son, you want to repair the deficits. But that's different from actually desiring a partnership. From where I sit, I think you crave isolation.
She called me just past 3 o'clock, asking if I could come over.
The defendant called you?
Which wasn't unusual. I filled in a lot caring for Kevin. It gave her a chance to get out of the house, and lately it seemed like she needed it.
So even though your husband was estranged from his brother, you weren't?
No. In fact, it was an issue between Derek and me. I thought he should contribute. The reality is, our son caused the accident which paralyzed Kevin.
Okay. Going back to the day Derek was killed, you got a phone call from Nancy.
Yes. She asked if I could watch Kevin while she did a few errands. I agreed. I went over there around 4. Nancy returned a little after 6. I then went home, where I found Derek.
Dead?
Yes. He was bleeding from the head.
And you called the police?
Yes.
And what did you say?
That I thought Nancy killed him.
When Nancy returned home, how did she appear?
Very disoriented.
And you mentioned that lately you had actually been increasing your role as nurse for Kevin.
Yes. I was doing night shift twice a week. The last month I was there a lot.
Why?
Well, Nancy was becoming less competent. She'd forget things. One time, Kevin was in bed for almost a whole day while she slept on the floor. She'd taken some pills or something.
Did you talk to her about this?
Yes. I tried to get her to get help of her own, counseling. But she'd just go off on how she couldn't afford it.
Going back to the day your husband died, when you got the call from Nancy asking you to come over, how did she sound to you?
Not good. She sounded like she was going to snap.
Your husband received money as part of a family trust. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And upon his death, that money would then go to Kevin. Also correct?
Yes.
Would Nancy Healy have known this?
Yes, she would.
I don't even think I called her. I don't even think I called her.
Honey, they have the phone records.
Maybe she wants me convicted. Anybody think about that?
Lori is your friend. She's not gonna lie.
Why didn't you cross her better? You were mush.
Look, we need to stay united and focus on our defense. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day.
She thinks I'm insane.
Sweetheart, it's our legal defense.
If I go away, who takes care of you? Who takes care of you?
Overall, of the 30 initial interviews, I talked about being raped all but 7 times. I got 7 callbacks. I'll let you guess which ones.
Why bring it up at all? Certainly, rape does not make for a fun conversation.
No, it doesn't. The truth is, I never talked about it. Not even to my closest friends. I always thought that I could outrun the memory, and that one morning I would finally wake up unraped. But during my clerkship, I began to suffer from some emotional problems, anxiety. I got therapy and discovered much of it was brought on by my own feelings of shame and guilt.
So your therapist encouraged you to talk about it?
Yes. Unfortunately, people don't want to hear it.
During all these interviews, did anyone make any inappropriate remark concerning your being raped?
No.
Do you have any evidence, testimonial, paper, where you can show but for your being raped you would have been hired at a particular firm?
At a particular firm? No. I have no hard evidence.
Thank you, Andrea. That's all.
You may step down.
Your Honor, clearly there's no prima facie case here. And even if you could show a smoking gun, Massachusetts is an at-will employment state, which means legally they can hire whoever they want without any...
I'd like to call Jason McNeil.
Miss Stringer,
He's sitting right there. He's one of the defendants. I'd like to ask him a few questions.
We'll take a 20-minute break, then resume with Mr. McNeil.
Excuse us. Why did you do that?
I didn't think Andrea held up too well on cross, so I figure, what's to lose? Maybe the guy will say something to help us.
Jamie, if you don't know what a witness will say, you don't call them. That's cross-examination 101.
The case is a long shot, Eugene, so...
Exactly. So the last thing we need is for the defense to get to button the motion with their side.
The judge was about to rule.
This witness isn't going to admit to anything. Odds are he'll have you for lunch, and then the judge will rule, all right? Jamie, think. If that fails, at least check with me.
So she had come home at about 5, and she looked, well, like Lori said, in a daze.
This was when she got back from your brother's.
Yes. And she lay down for about an hour. And then when she woke up, she said that she had no memory of even going to my brother's house.
Did you believe her?
I did, because this sort of thing had happened before. She'd had blackouts for extended periods of time.
It was brought on by a syndrome called caregiver's burnout.
Caregiver's burnout?
It's basically a state of emotional and mental exhaustion. Mrs. Healy demonstrated many of the symptoms: inability to sleep, thoughts of suicide, feelings of hopelessness. The syndrome can be especially pronounced when the caregiver is also the spouse.
She had to wash me, dress me, feed me, assist me in going to the bathroom, and then clean me up after I'd been to the bathroom. It was full time, round the clock. It became her life.
And the problem is, they start to see themselves exclusively as caregivers. Now, when this happens with patients whose condition isn't improving...
She was plunging into depression and hopelessness. And some days she would just amble around the house, feeling completely disoriented.
Add to that the rage against the brother for not helping. My opinion is it triggered a psychotic break.
But wouldn't she at least remember it?
No, because she suffered from a form of traumatic amnesia. What she did was so shocking, she basically blocked it out.
How can you prove she's not faking amnesia?
We obviously can't prove it, but in my professional opinion, she has no memory of committing this act.
Yes, well, in my professional experience, the killer usually denies doing it, and then once you catch them, it's, oh, gee, amnesia.
Objection.
Withdrawn. When did this traumatic shock kick in, Doctor?
Probably as soon as she committed the act and realized it.
After she had taken the time to wipe the fire poker clean of her prints?
Possibly. I can't say for sure.
And all these symptoms of burnout you spoke of, thoughts of suicide, sleeplessness, hopelessness. Did you actually witness those symptoms, Doctor?
They were corroborated by her husband.
Yes, her husband. He had the same financial motive to kill as his wife, didn't he?
Objection. That went as well as we could have hoped. You held up extremely well, Kevin.
So what happens now?
You happen.
You just need to tell your story, Nancy. Expect for Walsh to come at you with everything he's got. But do not dodge, do not hide. Simply tell the truth. Our main mission here is to let the jury see you as a human being.
Okay.
We're doing very well. We just need to hang in there a little bit longer.
I remember her mentioning she'd been raped, but it certainly didn't factor into my decision.
Why didn't you hire her?
Counsel, we see so many applicants, all with excellent transcripts from top-rate law schools. In the end, many of the final calls come from the gut.
And your gut said don't hire Andrea Cote.
I didn't form any negative conclusions toward her. I guess I just had more positive reactions to others.
Because they hadn't been raped?
Of course not.
She made law review. She was a finalist in the New England Moot Court competition.
She's very qualified, but if you look at our hires over the last year, you'll see that they too are extremely talented.
Mr. McNeil, I have no doubt that you are an honorable man. Reminding you that you are under oath. Are you telling this court that Andrea Coates' status as a rape victim didn't inform a little on your decision not to hire her?
Miss Stringer, I indeed like to think of myself as an honorable man. I'm a proud member of the bar and an officer of this court. And I will tell you categorically, her status as a rape victim played no part whatsoever in my determination.
My head would get, I don't know, loopy sometimes, like I was drugged or something. The doctor said it was from stress. Sometimes I would get this incredible fatigue, and I would go to sleep. And I guess I would wake up, but I wouldn't wake up, really. I have no memory of even going to Derek's house that day.
And this kind of blackout, had it happened before?
2 other times, like half a day would be a blank.
But your anger toward the victim, that you remember?
Definitely. I think he was a vile person. I'm not defending my killing him, but I very much hated him. I won't pretend otherwise.
Do you remember saying to him that he should be put out of his misery?
That was a figure of speech. I promise you, I never formed an intent to kill him or to become violent. Whatever happened in that house happened. But I had to be acting outside of myself.
If you don't remember, how can you be sure you didn't form a plan that day to kill him?
Because I'm not a murderer, Mr. Walsh.
Are you a liar?
No.
An honest person?
Yes, I am.
I see. So the hatred you felt for your brother-in-law was because he wouldn't contribute money to your husband's care?
That was the main thing, but he was a bad human being in many other ways.
So you could never see yourself loving him, I guess. Could you see yourself making love to him? You see, Derek once confided something to his mother. I had planned to ask her on the stand, but then I thought how much more exciting it would be to ask you. Did you ever have an affair with the victim, Mrs. Healy? Blackout? No memory of it? Did you ever have sexual intercourse with Derek Healy?
It happened.
You just told the jury you were an honest person. Is that your idea of honest behavior? Sleeping with your husband's brother?
Objection.
Did he scorn you?
Your Honor!
Mr. Walsh.
Love or money? Money or love? What was the motive for
Move
murder?
to strike.
Mr. Walsh.
Look, technically, this doesn't affect our defense. With a psychotic break, motive isn't in play. What other...
Let's not kid ourselves. It matters.
I am so sorry. It happened 3 years ago. Sometimes I would get so lonely, Kevin.
Well, I never deluded myself into thinking that... And I was always afraid that you'd turn to someone else for what you couldn't get from me. To go to him?
Any word?
No. I persuaded the judge to let me give a summation, so we go back in tomorrow morning.
Summation?
I can't give up on this, Eugene.
Well, how did you persuade the judge? Did you go in ex parte?
Yes.
Jamie, you can't do
Please
that.
don't start with me.
What start? It's just that
I
you
would
can't
really
do...
appreciate you not leaning on me right now and just letting me finish this closing. Could you do that?
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Bobby,
Oh my God, Sarah.
how are you?
I'm great. You?
Fine, fine.
I thought you left Boston.
Well, I'm back. DC summers were too hot. I'm at Wickham now, private practice.
Wickham?
Yes.
Well, that's a good firm.
It is, it is.
Oh, great. Married?
No, one day I hope.
Well, you look fabulous.
Thank you. You do too. I'm actually running late. I would love to catch up sometime.
That'd be great.
Good to see you.
You too.
No prior history of any violence. She came home dazed that day with no memory of what had happened. She had had prior blackouts, and as the medical experts told you, she suffered from a syndrome known as caregiver's burnout. It broke her. The daily, overwhelming burden of having to care for a quadriplegic with almost no help, no money, coupled with a rage against a man who refused to help her, it broke her. Even Derek Healy's own wife told you that when she spoke to Nancy on the phone that day, she sounded like she was going to snap. Well, she did snap. And the trauma of taking a human life suppressed her memory.
How convenient. She kills, forgets she kills, then lines up for her inheritance. Oh, and by the way, she just happened to have slept with the guy that she took the fire poker to. Come on. The only person that can support these memory lapses, this dazed condition, is her husband. The man who also has a strong motive to defend his wife. The man who also profits from the killing. Here's what we have. The defendant and her ex-lover argued the day before. She tells him he should be put out of his misery. She says that's the solution. The next day, she kills him, knowing she'll inherit.
Exactly how long is this summation? Jamie, it's understandable for a lawyer to be anxious, especially a young one, but this is a motion. It's not a trial,
It's a motion to dismiss, and the client is a friend, and...
I asked before. I'll ask you again. Are you okay? You can talk to me. It might even help.
I'm fine. I am anxious, but I'm fine.
Okay.
I was date raped once, 4 years ago. I didn't report it. I was too afraid of the stigma, so maybe this case has stirred things up a bit.
You didn't report it?
I couldn't even remember what I said yes to.
So what, he drugged you?
Yes. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm not being exactly objective about this case, and if so, I'm sorry.
Well, did you go to counseling for this, or...
You're the first person I've even told. Don't ask me why I'm telling you.
Jamie, Lucy works for Red Crisis. Maybe she can...
I'm past it now, but thank you.
Jamie, this is something you need to deal with.
I did deal with it. I moved on.
Clearly, you haven't.
I need to get to work on my closing. I told you this in confidence, Eugene, and I'm going to ask you to respect it.
There's gonna be some media floating around, so why don't you go wait in that witness room and we'll find out what's going on.
Okay.
Eleanor. Jimmy. How'd you like my little bombshell?
You're quite pleased with yourself.
Anyway, we have a verdict.
Excuse me?
11 o'clock last night. Jury's coming back in about an hour. See you then, I guess.
This isn't good.
No, it isn't.
What's up?
The jury has a verdict. We'll be called in about an hour.
Look, it means nothing. They spend so much time together. It probably has no relevance to anything.
I still love the Justice Department, but I guess I want to buy a house one day, so private practice it was.
Well, it certainly looks good on you.
Yeah, thank you. Bobby, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Why are we having coffee?
Well, like you said, to catch up and...
I see. Let's catch up then. How's your marriage? If you have to think about it, maybe you shouldn't be having coffee with a woman you used to sleep with.
I didn't mean anything other than... I'm very faithful to my wife.
Ah. And are you being faithful to her at this moment?
Yes. I'm just having coffee. Not with someone who I used to sleep with, but... someone who...
Who what?
Who doesn't seem to mind my company. I don't always get that.
Ah. So I take it your marriage is important to you?
Very.
Then maybe you should make use of this free time and spend it with your wife.
There's no record of anybody saying anything, or anybody even considering her status as a rape victim. No evidence that it was a factor in any decision not to hire her. All we have is the paper-thin allegation, supported by nothing, that it must have been because she was raped. And even if she's right, even if they could show she wasn't hired because she was raped, and they can't, the law does not recognize crime victims as a protected class for the purpose of bringing a lawsuit. Accordingly, Your Honor, you have no legal choice but to dismiss this complaint.
Of course there's going to be no record of it. No lawyer is ever going to write down or say aloud, gee, I really liked her, but that rape thing. It's just easier to say, I didn't get a good feel.
I agree. But that's your problem, counsel. Interviews are just that, getting a feel for a person. They're not scientific. And prospective employers can reject a candidate for a whole host of reasons.
But being raped is not one of them.
Says who? As Mr. Hall points out, there's no special protection for crime victims.
But if she was perceived as being sexually damaged...
Where's the showing of that?
If allowed to conduct discovery, I could make a showing.
Miss Stringer, it's tough enough to fire a person in this country without being subjected to a lawsuit. Now you're asking me to create a brand new cause of action for those people not even hired yet.
And it's hard enough to be raped without then having to endure a stigma. Rape victims are still perceived of as angry, damaged, less than. As a result, women are encouraged by society to keep it to themselves, and for God's sakes, don't talk about it. Andrea Coate is a rape survivor. And one of the ways she's survived is by talking about it. She shouldn't have to stay in a closet. A woman is forcibly raped every 6 minutes in this country. Let me say it again. Every 6 minutes.
You're getting off track.
No, I'm not.
Jamie.
There are a lot of rape survivors out there. They're beginning to constitute a significant portion of our society. And we're out there. We're all around you. But we stay quiet and things stay a secret. Because there's an implied pressure. Don't talk about it. Well, we're out there.
You seem to be getting emotional. If you can make a legal argument.
My legal argument would be public policy. This country spends millions of tax dollars on rape prevention, medical facilities, rape crisis units. We pass rape shield laws. We have rape victims funds. We have a public policy to integrate rape survivors into society, to make them whole. Not hiring someone because she was raped violates that public policy, and accordingly affords my client a cause of action.
Two things. First, you argued an excellent case. Your legal analysis was strong. Who knows? You may even get the judge to recognize rape victims as a status class. Second, Jamie, you need to recognize yourself as a rape victim. Like the judge said, your emotion was all over that room. This thing... Talk to Lucy.
Time to go?
No, we still have a few minutes. I figured it out. Nancy, her feeling of being drugged, she was drugged. She slept through the day. You made the phone call to Lori. Lori drove over, drove Nancy's car back, pulled into the garage. She kills her husband, dabs Nancy's shoe in the blood, and drives back. Nancy wakes, has no memory of what happened. You tell her she's been out somewhere. Nancy eventually believes it, because she knows she's had blackouts before on other occasions where you've drugged her. And when Nancy made the threat about putting him out of his misery, the timing was perfect. Do it the next day.
And how would you propose that I drugged her when I can't even move my hands? Sedatives on my lips?
Lori took care of that when she made the coffee the night before.
Well, if this fantastic tale were true, why would I then participate in my wife's defense and testify on her behalf at trial?
Because either you felt a need to play your part to the fullest, or you really don't want Nancy in jail. The only goal was to kill your brother and get away with it.
You make me sound villainous. wheelchair-bound people are victims. We're weak. You know that.
Here's the problem, Kevin. If Nancy gets convicted, which is a real possibility, she's going away for life, and I won't be able to undo it. So the question is, how villainous are you? Gonna let your wife go away, Kevin? After all she's done for you?
All she's done? She cheated on me. Anyway, she's not going to go away. Because you're a wonderful attorney, owner. Then you've just tried a splendid case. Don't sell yourself short.
Jury's coming in.
Madam Foreperson, the jury has reached a verdict.
We have, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise? What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Nancy Healy on the charge of murder in the second degree, we find the defendant, Nancy Healy, guilty.
The jury is dismissed with the thanks of the court. We're adjourned.
I'm sorry. We'll start pursuing appeals.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, honey.
Who's gonna take care of you?
I'll be okay.
This way, ma'am.
Nancy is my client. I can go to the police with my theory.
Please do. I'm sure they'll be as entertained by it as I was.
Where is everyone?
Lunch.
Well, then I guess I'll go eat. You want me to pick you up something?
No, thanks.
Want to go to lunch?
Oh, I would love to. But if someone isn't here to watch the phones, Eugene gives birth.
Okay. Lucy, could I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
one second. Donna Young and Fred. Uh-huh. Thank you. That was the clerk's office. You won your motion.
What?
Motion to dismiss was denied.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Congratulations. What do you want to talk about?
Well,
Are you okay? What's wrong?
Nothing. It was a big case.